Wow, they're doing it really well. Another first down. 6 points for Warwick. A pitch out there. Good run for the Hurricanes. MB is going in the air for a bomb. Catch. The Wolverines to 10. 5. Touchdown Woodside. All right, high school football live from Newport News, Virginia. It is Bethel versus Warwick. Hi again, everybody. I'm Greg Picaveras along with Nate Milton and Carl Daniels tonight. And Nate, when you talk about this pivotal game for both teams.
Absolutely. Big time game tonight, my friend. Feels almost like a playoff atmosphere here. It's Warwick's homecoming, but Bethel wants to come in and spoil the party.
And we're near the end of the season.
That's right. So both teams have to make this game count. Both teams have to come out and, most importantly, finish. They can't leave anything out there on the field tonight. And, Carl, when you talk about Bethel, you talk about building a new tradition.
Yeah, they're building a new tradition under Coach Inconvenience. They're trying to win this game just as much as Warwick trying to win this game in this playoff atmosphere.
All right, let's get down to the field. Let's get ready for some football. Nate, what are the keys for the visiting Bethel Bruins? We mentioned they have to learn how to finish.
Yeah, I think the major key for the Bethel Bruins and what Coach Inconvenience wants to do, they have to come out here and set the tone. They have to come out here and establish what they want to do both on offense and on defense and really take the crowd out of this game, because the crowd is going to be very excited tonight, guys. You know, like I said, it's homecoming. We've had the band play for the last hour or so. The crowd is riled up. So Bethel, as the road team, they want to take these Warwick fans out of the game.
And for Warwick,
I think for Warwick, you got to feed off of that energy. You got to feed off of this atmosphere tonight. Warwick's got to go out there, show the Bruins what Raider football is all about, and come out here and try to win this game.
All right, Bethel receive under head coach Creighton Inconvenience in the white uniforms. And a nice special teams runs by the Bruins already. And that's going to be important how both teams start.
And I think when you talk about Bethel, they've had some success this season, but it's been a little bit inconsistent. And I think if they can come out tonight and play well on offense, defense, and special teams, that's a big move.
All right, let's get to the officials. It is, respectively, Dennis Hicks, Alonzo Bell, Dwayne Bourne, Andrew Samaglio, Eddie Rain, Steve Woodward, and Mangenius Jackson.
Always good to see Mangenius out on the field. I love that name, Greg.
Yep. Absolutely. Bethel coach Creighton Inconvenience, an alumni, replacing William Beverly. Warwick, of course, coached by Corey Hairston. Second under to Danny Dotson.
And I think one thing we've talked about all season, Greg, is you've got to have consistency. You've got to build up that foundation, and that's what Bethel's trying to do now.
Bethel keeps it in the multiple set, and that's Caleb Beard. Reminds me a lot of Greg Morris that played for Coach Kaz in the early 80s, and that's what you were talking about as far as, too, Carl, is that tradition.
Yeah, they have a steep tradition. They've won 3 state championships. They're obviously trying to build something to win a 4th, and, of course, Warwick is looking for their 1st.
Just underway, they played 12-minute quarters in the Virginia High School League. It's our 4th game of the season. Great weather here from the stands. Bethel going right to left in the white and gold. Warwick in the red, gold, and white. 2nd and 8 for the Bruins. And the pass is complete and caught by number 3, respectively, Isaiah Smith.
Isaiah Smith, the 6'3", 220-pound junior, doing a great job catching that ball out there on the flats. And I agree. We got a flag on the play. We'll see what that is, folks. But I agree with what Carl was talking about, Greg. You know, you want to honor the tradition of Coach Kaz, but you also want to blaze your own path. And I think that's what Inconvenience is trying to do with this team, where you've got the links to the past, you've got some connection to the tradition, but you also want to build your own legacy.
Absolutely. Dennis Hicks being active early here, the referee.
No flag on the play.
They changed it. So even the refs are a little rusty tonight.
Hey, we've had beautiful weather all night, my friend.
29th year of exclusive prep sports on NNPS TV and NNPSTV.com. All right, doing a reset here. No score. Just underway. We've only played 24 seconds of this game live here on Cox Cable 47 517 and NNPSTV.com. Bethel from the gun in the white uniforms. And a drop and a pickup. Good recovery there by the Bruins. That handoff from the center to the quarterback sometimes goes undernoticed.
Well, it's all about communication. It's about communication and execution. And, we've seen even in the pros sometimes it's hard to get that timing down. So you can imagine what these high school kids out here, they're trying to get things done. They might be a little bit nervous because they see all the cameras and the lights out here this evening. So, I can imagine there might be some jitters early on in the game for both teams.
Cheerleaders there. I mean, heck, you're right. They've made movies out of Friday Night Lights and as well as TV shows. So Friday night is the night for football. As we have a stoppage in the game here. Bethel this year, Nate.
Snap. Encroachment on the defense. Be 5 yards.
Second down.
Penalty on Warwick. Been an up and down year for Bethel. They beat Heritage 17-7. Beat Kickingham 27-14. Beat Menchville 13-7. We'll continue after this. Another jump right there. Then Bethel lost to Hampton 26-14. Again on the defense.
First down.
They lost to Maury 56-7. Phoebus 55-13. Lost to Gloucester 59-49, and lost to Denby 16-14. Here comes Bethel. Pass. Incomplete.
And I think
Bethel's given up a lot of points.
Yeah, well, one of the big things that we saw in all those games too, Greg, was the times where Bethel had a chance to win, they weren't quite able to close the deal. And I think that's what comes with having a younger squad. You've got a lot of underclassmen, and so we're going to see. We got a flag on the play, but we're going to see towards the end of the season, in the last few games of the year, can Coach Incomenius and his Bethel staff get these guys coached up and finish the year on a good note?
Penalty.
5 yards. Second down.
A lot of penalties early.
Again, I think that's going to some of the nerves from both teams that we're seeing early on.
They know it's a playoff type game atmosphere. They can feel it. Great weather tonight. 1st and 15 for the Bruins again. Bad snap. They're going for the bomb. Incomplete. Bethel is a 5A school. Warwick is a 4A school. And Bethel's averaging 19 points a game on offense, giving up 30 per game on defense. Warwick is averaging 21 on offense, giving up 13 on defense.
And so, I think going in, I think both of these teams are very evenly matched in some respects, Greg. And I like what Bethel's been doing in terms of trying to coach up some of these younger players, like an Isaiah Smith, who was an all-state selection last year. But it's going to be a question of can they put everything together? And that's the same question I think that Warwick is having to deal with as well. Can we put a string of quality games together?
Even a series together. 2nd and 15. Bethel keeps the ground, and good defense there by the red, gold, and white Raiders.
Caleb Beard hands it off to number 13, Lord Taylor. And Taylor's going to be dropped for a loss on the play by the Raiders, number 17.
It's a good job right there by the Raiders, penetrating, getting in there, and Marlon Wilson bringing the runner down in the backfield. And that's what you want if you're Warwick. You want to come out here and establish the tone on defense. You want to have that attacking defense. You want to be able to go out there and disrupt what the offense is trying to execute.
No score, just underway. We're at Todd Stadium in Newport News. Glad you're with us. Live on TV and the internet. 3rd and 19. How you convert on third downs is important. And Bethel goes for a screen, and they're going to be short. Regardless, they got some positive yardage. Just like our great singer that James Brown would sing, this is the big payback or the boss or mind power. Both teams need some mind power.
I was going to say, they probably thinking about get up off of that thing because they're trying to get up off of that third down. But that was a really good stop right there by Warwick. And so I think if you're Warwick, you got to be pleased, even though you had a couple mistakes early on. You're coming out here and you stopped what could have been a good drive for Bethel early on.
Warwick did a good job with their 4-2-5 defense, stopping the multiple set of Bethel on the offense. Nice punt by the Bruins. Takes an average roll, and Warwick will have it deep in their own possession. We've seen, whether it's football or basketball, no matter what sport, that first quarter kinks get them out of your system.
Well, it's how you start, and that oftentimes dictates how you can finish a ball game. So now Warwick has a chance. They stopped Bethel on offense. Now they got a chance to come out here and strike first. And, Carl, when you think about it, how important is starting first and getting those first points on the board?
Well, it's going to be very important. In an atmosphere like this, you're on the cusp of trying to make the playoffs. It's going to be important for Warwick even though they're starting deep in territory, to drive this ball down the field and try to get a score to get that early lead.
Of course, folks, don't forget about Sports Highlights, the interview show. The countdown to the 300th episode is in March of 2020. And the most recent episode, I believe, Greg, you interviewed Coach Incomenius from Bethel.
Yeah, Creighton and Mickey both. And one of their assistant football coaches. Good defense there by the Bruins. They like the odd man, even man front. Bethel's, of course, had a great tradition. Like we've talked about, they've won 3 state championships, 74, 76, 92, all under Dennis Kozlowski, who coached Creighton and Mickey Incomenius. We also had him on Sports Highlights. And a nice run by the Raiders across the 20. So Warwick loves that spread offense, and that can keep a lot of people off their toes.
Yeah, that was like the Red Sea just parted right there with the way his offensive line got out there and blocked for him. First down for the Raiders. That could be the spark that they need to get this offense rolling, Greg.
And another good run by the Raiders, and that's number 2, respectively, Bryce Buchanan. And he's a player to mention tonight is Bryce Buchanan.
Big fan of Bryce Buchanan. You know, he's not the biggest guy out there on the field, but he runs low to the ground. He's got that low center of gravity, and he knows how to evade tackles. So that was an excellent inside the tackles run by Bryce Buchanan. If they can string together a few more of those, you start to get some momentum, you start to get your drive going, and you put doubt into the minds of the defense.
2nd and 3 for the Raiders, red, gold, and white. Coached by Corey Hairston. Fumble. And good defense there by the Bruins. We've talked about that, the bad snaps early on, and that's been a focal point of the game. See Corey Harrison right there. He realizes inches can cost you a win, especially this time of the year.
Yeah, exactly, my friend. Coach Harrison has been instilling the discipline in these guys and the execution in these guys, but mistakes like that can hurt you every time, especially with an evenly matched opponent.
3rd down for Warwick, one left to right. No score. And they're going for the bomb. Incomplete.
Tough pass right there. Tried to hook up with Kyson Jones out there. Unfortunately, underthrew his man, and Jones wasn't able to come back to the ball. So that was a missed opportunity right there for the Warwick Raiders.
Bethel's athletic director is Lee Martin. Warwick's is Jenny Nuttycombe. Warwick in the red, gold, and white. We did this game way back in '92 when Iverson was playing for the Bruins, and Bethel's had a great alumni as well, probably the best around. Coach Kaz had so many guys getting scholarships: Walter Bailey, John Britt, Terrell Britt, Allen Iverson, Creighton and Mickey Incomenius, Greg Morris, Carl Barkers, Carl Watts. I mean, just an alumni of a who's who in the state of Virginia.
Absolutely, and if you look at the coaching staff right now, there's that tie. You see the crowd out here celebrating Warwick's homecoming, but Coach Incomenius has incorporated that Bethel tie, that tradition of the Bruins with his coaching staff. He's got like representatives of almost every generation of Bethel on that coaching staff to train up this next generation of Bruins.
Absolutely, including his brother. His dad was also part of the coaching staff of Bethel in the early 90s. Creighton and Mickey's father. He used to always come in the coach's room there at Ferguson and talk to Coach Baycode, the late Ted Baycode, who coached Ferguson from 79 to 85. They were really good friends.
It's something we always talk about, Greg, building that foundation. And so, you do want to honor the past, but you also have to build something for yourself. And that's what really both of these coaches, Coach Hairston and Coach Incomenius, are trying to do.
And Bethel drops it. Been a lot of butter on the hands tonight. And there you had a good proactive play, and then you drop it.
That was a good offensive play, but also a better defensive play right there by the Warwick Raiders. Russell Collins, the senior middle linebacker, did a great job getting in there and picking up that ball.
And big plays like that, penalties, turnovers.
And again, on that play, not only was it Russell Collins, but number 6, Darian Herring, who is also a telecom student, Greg. So not only does he make TV during the school week, but he's on TV tonight helping out to make some big plays for the Raiders.
Doing a great job. 6:29. Big turnover there. Big recovery for Warwick. And incomplete. Nobody's been able to convert early for a big play. We talk about that all the time. Big plays as well, consistency and everything. So important.
All right, what you're going to see on this play, folks, you're going to see, let's go ahead and roll it. You're going to see that he's got a man wide open downfield, and that is Messiah Russell, and he just is unable to connect with Messiah. But the thing I like about that play call, the thing I really like about that is they just got the turnover. So you want to take advantage of Bethel when they're perhaps a bit back on their heels.
Oh, yeah, you want to take advantage of it. They try to go for the long bomb going down the field to try to get an easy first down or possibly even a score on that drive. So you want to take advantage of turnovers because we see it all the time. That's the big reason why you see the New England Patriots undefeated right now, because on their defense, they get turnovers like that all the time and they capitalize on it.
Sometimes defense can create offense.
Nice screen pass complete. Warwick's got some daylight. Into the end zone they go. The Warwick Raiders and Messiah Russell.
Hello. Got Messiah. Look, we're not talking about handles, Messiah, but that was beautiful. Let's take a look right here. There you're going to see the nice pass outlet to Messiah. Messiah with the stiff arm. Sorry, I got somewhere to be, fellas. It's Friday night. I know the bank is closed, but I'm about to make a direct deposit. Messiah Russell in for payday. Warwick Raiders draw first blood, people.
Big 6 points for the Raiders in the red, gold, and white. Warwick won this game last year 20-13 over Bethel.
And that's an important play, Greg, because not only do you get the first points on the board, but you get the crowd into it, and now you've got Bethel thinking, what do we have to do now?
They get the confidence up. 7-0, and a nice pass. Sometimes those busted plays turn out to be great opportunities.
Yeah, well, they were just looking there. You see the score 7-0, the home team Raiders on top. They were just looking for a first down. They ended up with a touchdown, Greg.
Of course, last night, just in case you missed it, Phoebus beat Woodside 21-6. And the good thing about Woodside is they've had a great record this year, but they've beaten a lot of teams with losing records.
And that's the thing. Like, you have to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. You know, Carl just brought the New England Patriots, and they haven't played the best competition, but you beat the teams you're supposed to beat, and then you go in and take your chances against the team that are evenly matched or better than you. And so that's the next step, I think, for both of these teams. You got to go out there and close against the teams you're supposed to beat.
You're watching Prep Football on Cox Cable 47 and Newport News, Verizon 517, and NNPSTV.com. Tell your friends to watch.
Absolutely. And don't forget, folks, at Greg Bick, at Sports Highlight, at HROnlineMallcom, at Nate Mosaic, at HRSMHOF_1, at GJBTV, and at KOS_POD. Thank you for following.
There's Creighton Incremenius. Played at Bo Morgan as well. And Annette Gaines. Creighton was on that Bethel team in '84 that played Hampton twice. And good special teams by Warwick.
You can just see now Warwick feels a lot more energized after scoring that touchdown, Greg. The special teams comes out here feeding off of that energy.
Because like you said, the crowd's been quiet.
Yep. Again, there you see our Twitter folk, at Greg Bick, at Sports Highlight, and at @8 MOZAIK, at Nate Mosaic.
Tweet us today.
Are you on Twitter, Carl?
No, I'm not on Twitter right now, but I am on Facebook and LinkedIn and all that other stuff.
We're just happy to have Carl with us tonight. It's 7-0. Nate, don't put him on the spot. Come on, give him a break.
I mean, everybody's on Twitter these days, even the leader of the free world, apparently.
Bethel in the white, gold, and green.
We're not going to talk about that, though, Greg.
7-0 in favor of the Raiders, who won this game last year 20-13. Bethel going in the air and getting a good play. And you need some plays, some key plays, continuous. So you need that continuity.
I like that screen pass that they're doing right there, Greg. You know, it's something that brings the defense up, draws the defense forward, and then you can go over the top of them if you're lucky. So I like how they're trying to slow things down, reestablish the tempo.
Bethel was 3-7 under William Beverly last year. Warwick went 6-5. And they're going for the bomb. Ooh. Oh, that was just a good defensive play by number 4, respectively, for the Raiders.
Davion Company, the freshman free safety, 5'8", 150 pounds. Here you're going to see nice arc on this pass by the quarterback, but right there, bam, you see that collision, and that is just presence of mind by the free safety to go out there. He knows he's not going to be able to intercept the pass, but he can put a lick on that receiver and separate him from the ball. Great technique right there by the Warwick defense. And
great timing and footwork, too, because the timing was perfect. 4:56 left in the first quarter. Warwick leading on homecoming 7-0.
It feels like after that score, all the units, special teams, defense, they feel like they're playing with more purpose now.
And every possession counts. And a nice run by the Bruins. Number 5, Caleb Beard. For Warwick this year, they have beaten Denby 34-0, Heritage 27-12, Menchville 27-7, Kickintan 42-0. They've lost to Lake Taylor 45-12, Hampton 28-26, Woodside and Phoebus, they were shut out 21-0 against Woodside, 23-0 against Phoebus. But it's been a very solid 4-4 year for Warwick. Bethel is 3-5 as we speak.
And both of these teams are kind of in similar positions where they're growing, they're building, they're just not to where they want to be yet.
Bethel's had some great coaches like Bolin Shoup, Dennis Kozlowski, most recently William Beverly.
And it's something we talk about all the time. You know, like whenever we do Woodside games, we talk about Danny Dotson. You talk about the legacy and the foundation that he's built there. And I think it will come for both Bethel and Warwick. It's just a matter of you got to put in the work first to build that foundation and get these guys in a position where you can start to make your own tradition.
Bethel in the white, trailing 7-0 late in the first quarter. They go again in the air. That's where they've been very successful. Nice catch by number 11, Taylor.
I like that play right there. You fake the inside handoff and then just go with that quick outlet pass. Those are the type of quick hit plays I think Bethel needs to take care of this Warwick defense, because Warwick's been in here trying to attack Bethel. So that's the way you can take advantage of them, Carl, just hitting them quick passes like that.
Yeah, you can open things up, and then the latter part of the game, if it stays, close or anything like that, then you can run the ball.
Flags all over the place. Thank you to our great audience watching and to all the locals and tourists.
Absolutely, folks. And do not forget, I want to thank all the fans that participated in the Text Club this season. We appreciate each and every one of you,
snap,
especially Deuce.
Offense, 5 yards, 3rd down.
3:28 left in quarter number 1. Penalties will kill you this time of the year. This is not week 1 anymore. This is week 9 for them. Antennas have got to be up. Live on TV, flags again.
This is a very important game for both teams, like you mentioned, Greg. They're both trying to.
Offense, still 3rd down.
They're both trying to establish themselves and at least, end the season with some positive momentum. And penalties are the quickest way to get you out of your game plan, because now instead of a manageable down, now you got to make up the yardage that you just lost on the penalty.
3rd and 12 for Bethel, right to left. Still anybody's ball game, still early. And a fumble. We'll wait for the officials. Been tough for hands-on delivery tonight for Bethel.
Good pass rush by Warwick, getting in there and disrupting the play, forcing Bethel to step up in the pocket. Only thing I don't like right there is when the ball came loose outside of Caleb Beard's hands, it looked like the Bethel Bruins weren't in a hurry to jump on that ball, Carl. And so you have to be aware. You have to be perceptive about your surroundings.
Yeah, you really do. When you have a fumble like that, you got to jump on it. You can't let the other team go out and get it. You got to have some urgency.
Bethel's got lucky there by getting the ball back, but it's 4th down I mean, sometimes you got to convert on fourth downs too, especially toward the end of the year.
And that's going to be a question I think the later we get in this game, Greg. Will we see either Coach Inconvenience or will we see Coach Hairston go for it on fourth down? Maybe try some trick plays. Maybe try to do something that they normally wouldn't do. You see Coach Hairston coaching up his Warwick Raiders, maybe because this game is important for both teams. Like we said, are they going to try to step outside that box?
And Coach Hairston's been an assistant. Of course, Creighton Inconvenience was the former head coach at Gloucester as well. You see Bethel in the white, green, and gold, had a great tradition. They won the state championship in 74, 76, and 92. A lot of their former players are assistants. Great school tradition, great school colors. Warwick, of course, had some great coaches too, like Madden, Lyons, Cawthorn, Sexton, Riemann, Juan Jackson. Bethel's big three have been Shoup, Kaz, and William Beverly. And, of course, now an alumni in Creighton Inconvenience. And his father was also an assistant. And I knew him personally, what a gentleman he was. An assistant to Coach Kaz as well.
Tigers are leading New Kent 14-0. Lake Taylor 8, Granby 0. Grassfield 7.
And a punt by the Bruins. And good field position for the Raiders. Once again, you get those points and they start building confidence points.
Yeah, that's going to be very good field position for the Warwick Raiders. We'll see if they can come out here and take advantage of it. And right now, like if we were scoring this in terms of boxing, it'd be a 10-8 round so far for the Warwick Raiders. They've come out with more purpose than the Bethel Bruins. And, of course, folks, don't forget Sports Highlight, Sports Scene, and, of course, all of that is available. Sporting events are available on YouTube, on demand, anytime you want it. Whether it's 5 in the morning, 5 in the evening, it's on demand.
2:09 left. Warwick in great field position at the 43. And right up the gut. By number one, that was Derek Nixon, the junior quarterback.
We might have to start calling him President Nixon in a minute because the way he is ruling over this field tonight.
Nate in his political mode tonight. And, of course, Cho Slade, Stevie Savridis, Tyrone Perry, Dwayne Gray, Michael Vick, Marcus Vick, some great pass players here. And good defense there by the Bruins. Warwick's had some great players this year. Bryce Buchanan, Messiah Russell, Aiden Adair have all played a big part for Corey Hairston.
Yeah, and we saw Messiah Russell on that touchdown pass earlier. So there's some talent on both sides of the ball for the Warwick Raiders. They just have to put everything together. And I think, it might take another year, but they're on the right track, I believe.
They want to get across that 500 mark. And great defense by the Bruins. They needed that big play. Big play by the Bruins defense.
Big-time push by the Bethel Bruins front four.
All right, we apologize. We just got a text from a viewer that they're watching on TV but not online. So please watch us on Cox Cable 47, 517 tonight.
Absolutely. Cox 47, Verizon 517, and NNPSTV.com. We're available all over. Want to thank you for watching so much.
Just TV tonight. And a nice run right there by Nixon. And thank you for the text saying our audio sounds great live on TV. Even our texters are getting into the technical part of television.
Absolutely. Got to give a shout out to our student crew, folks. 11th and 12th graders bring you the sights and sounds of Friday Night Football.
Great Inconvenience looking a little concerned as Warwick has got 1st and 10 on the 30. Stoppage and play.
Snap, false start, offense, 5 yards. First down.
And Creighton, of course, played with some great players in the 80s. Carl Barkers, Carl Watts, Rodney Howard, Greg Morris, D.D. Van, Terry Van, John and Terrell Britt. Bethel even played Moeller back in the early 80s, the team that Jerry Faust coached before he went to Notre Dame. Moeller had a great tradition. And a nice running again by Nixon. I mean, here they were taking a road trip to Ohio back in the early 80s.
Just, again, talk about that tradition, the legacy. in this area when you talk about football and what it means to the community, some of the great coaches and players we've seen over the years. And Derek Nixon, this kid tonight is trying to add his name to the list of those greats in Hampton Roads over the years, the way he's playing right now.
Reminds me a lot of Joe Slade that played for Coach Madden. And there he is. Good example right there. A run into the end zone just like that. Derek Nixon proving all the critics wrong.
Nixon.
With 10 seconds left in the first quarter.
Let's take a look, folks. This is just a great move right here. Nixon's going to get that QB keeper. He's going to be off to the races. And there you see him, folks. Nixon saying, I got the ball. You can't stop me. You can't defeat me. You can't impeach me. I'm scoring a touchdown, folks. He is not a crook, but he is a quarterback.
Nate leaves everybody speechless. 10 seconds left in the first quarter. It's been all Warwick tonight.
Derek Nixon with a big-time play right there. And, again, now the question is, what does Bethel do?
And the kick is up, and it's good. 14-0. Nate, how about the recap?
All right, started off with a touchdown pass from Derek Nixon to, of course, Messiah Russell. And then, as we just saw moments ago, folks, Nixon again just taking that handoff, keeping it himself, going right up the middle for the score. It's all Warwick right now, my friend. Warwick up 14-0 on the Bethel Bruins.
Going to get a text by somebody saying you're leaving them speechless tonight. And we haven't even announced the text club yet.
Oh, thanks for watching.
These
folks.
texters they're anxious because we didn't do the text club last game. Anyway, here we go. It's 14-0. All Warwick. Warwick trying to get to the postseason again, back to back, under Corey Hairston. He just wants to get past that 5 and 6 win mark.
Yeah, I think it's baby steps. It's incremental. You know, you're not going to go undefeated in one season. So you go 4-4. Then the next year, maybe you get 5 or 6 wins. Then the year after that, 7 or 8, until you get to the point where you're consistently challenging Woodside for that title of best team in Newport News.
And Bethel's been focusing on defense and special teams. But so far, it's been all Warwick tonight here at Todd Stadium, neutral field for the Newport News schools. Hampton schools, of course, play at Darling Stadium. Just in case you missed it, Phoebus beat Woodside last night 21-6. So we'll see if Warwick can capitalize on their 14-0 lead. We'll see if Woodside can host a postseason game. That's not guaranteed yet. I told Ray it's about 50-50. My gut feeling is they will.
Yeah.
But still, it's going to depend on the Southside schools.
Yeah, it was a big game between Woodside and Phoebus. Certainly one Woodside needed. Now they're going to have to finish out the rest of the season, hopefully with only one loss.
Bethel still has to play Woodside. And Warwick's got to play.
Well, Bethel's got to play Woodside. Warwick's got to play Gloucester. I don't think either one of those games is going to be a cakewalk. Particularly, you're going to have an angry Woodside team now coming off of their first loss of the season. So
they got to play Bethel, too.
I would not want to be Bethel.
3 seconds left to the end of the first quarter. This first quarter's lasted 32 minutes. A lot of penalties.
And Warwick has pretty much controlled the entire first quarter so far, Greg. So it'll be interesting to see what Bethel can do. And, of course, folks, don't forget, this is our 29th year of exclusive prep sports on NNPS TV.
And we're live tonight. Bethel in trouble. They throw it, and it's complete.
Ooh.
Kind of a dipsy-do there, but who knows? That's the end of the first quarter. So nice momentum there by the Bruins with the score. It's the Warwick Raiders at homecoming leading 14-0. Stay tuned.
This is their 10th anniversary.
All right, back live right here. Greg Bicaveras, Nate Milton, and, of course, Carl Daniels. Glad you're with us. It's 14-0. How about a recap?
All right, Greg. Started off with a big screen pass that led to a touchdown by the one and only Messiah Russell. And then as we saw as the first quarter concluded, a QB keeper from Nixon, and Nixon runs it in. Your score, 14 for the Warwick Raiders to 0 for the Bethel Bruins.
Very crucial drive by the Bruins, and a nice catch by number 3, respectively, Smith.
And Beard's pass came close to getting picked off. You can just see the intensity right now from Warwick. Warwick has the lead, and it's easier, Carl, to play with that lead because you can kind of pin your ears back on defense and just go after them.
Yeah, you can really just go after them because you got a comfortable lead, but you don't want to sit on 14 points because all it takes is one score to give the other team momentum. But if you're Warwick, you want to really attack them, get after them. You know, you maybe even want to throw some blitzes in there every now and then.
Flags down. That's been the theme of the game. That and loose balls tonight, Nate.
And, you know, the team that –
Timeout. Before the foul, Warwick has timeout.
got a timeout.
Again, our referee, Dennis Hicks, tonight, kind of a Creighton Inconvenience trying to get his team to regroup here a little bit. Still plenty of time left, but you can't afford to get down 3 scores.
There's a lot of time left in this game. And there you see, folks, rising 11th graders, if you're interested in TV production, call Telecom for more information or to schedule a tour, 757-591-4687. Again, 757-591-4687, extension 0. Schedule a tour if it's something that interests you. Carl, can you tell the people a little bit about the program and you know, the college credit that these kids can earn?
Yeah, it's a great program. Kids get college credit from Norfolk State University. It's transferable anywhere you go. Doesn't matter what college you go to, whether you go to NSU or you go to another school. Great program. We have students that work in CNN, ESPN, all over the place. You name it, they're working. So great program. If you're interested in TV, join the program.
Nice catch there by the Bruins, but good defense by the Raiders. As Joel Hicks goes backwards after the catch. Bethel again likes the multiple set. They do the odd man, even man front defense. Strength for Bethel is a new desire under Inco. Weakness is they've got to learn how to finish and play for 48 minutes. For Warwick, who's a 4A level team, they like the spread offense, 4-2-5 defense. Running and passing have been the strength. Weakness, of course, has been to fine-tune their parts because they're border, they're a 500 team. They want to get above 500, and they're on that way tonight. Bruins going for the bomb. Incomplete. Again, the quarterback for Bethel reminds me a lot of Creighton Inconvenience and Mickey Inconvenience's former teammate Greg Morris, who played for Coach Kaz in the early 80s. Very similar style for those that you followed Bethel back in the early 80s. Bethel had one of the premier players in John Britt. Terrified Ferguson and Warwick and Menchville and schools like that. We'll get to the series record in just a moment. Bethel in the green, gold, and white with the numbers on their yellow helmets. 3rd and 13. Again, they're going deep. And it's caught. The big play what Bethel wanted. Touchdown Bruins. Smith. As Beard completes, as we talked about the heritage right there.
Isaiah Smith, all-state player. Here you're going to see, you look at the eyes of Beard. Beard just finds a way and splits the difference, threads the needle, finds Isaiah up top. The tight end does the rest of the work. Fast as you can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. Bethel is in the game, folks.
Absolutely, and of course the heritage and history of the Bruins, that confidence that we saw in sports highlights that Ray got footage of Coach Kaz, even in the wheelchair, inspiring these players, and that's a perfect example of that right there.
That is exactly what Bethel needed.
48-minute game. That's exactly the punch they wanted. And this is Cotton with the extra point. It's up, and it's good. New ball game.
Cotton.
14-7. Did you see the cheerleaders ask Inco, I said, you prefer running or passing? He says, whatever it takes to get the scoreboard.
AC 14-7. Scoreboard is the only thing that matters at the end of the day.
And congratulations on your radio mentions, and, of course, your podcast and all your success.
Thank you, my friend. The Kings of Sport, kingsofsport.com, still going strong after 6 years. Myself and Marcus Vandenberg from Yahoo Sports. And like you said, I've been on the WTAR with the Bob Matthews shows with Bob and Nick Chappell the last few weeks. And so, it's been fun. It's been great. And, of course, it's always great to talk to the people here, Greg, for Friday Night Football. And, of course, my friend, I'm not the only one that's busy, though, because you are Mr. Worldwide TV, because you've done 2 football games already this season with Fox, and you got 6 more on the horizon, and you had a commercial on during the World Series, my friend.
That was exciting. And Game 2 of the World Series tonight.
And I know you being a big fan of all things DC sports, you're excited to see the outcome of that, along with all the other TV and radio that you got going on during the week, my friend.
Absolutely, and of course the depressing thing for the Washington fans in the DMV is they saw the Nationals win on earlier this week, and then they saw the Redskins lay an egg against the Vikings and their former quarterback.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins. Well, it seems like everybody's having the women's team, the Mystics, had success. The hockey team won a championship in the recent past, and the Nationals are on the verge of winning the World Series. Everybody's got it together except for the Redskins.
Maybe the Wizards too.
Maybe the Wizards.
And a nice special teams run by Warwick. Talk about daylight. This is a track facility. Touchdown, Raiders. Wow. Just like that. Special teams. Ouch.
Kassan Jones. Here you're going to see just
he was jonesing.
Simple kick right here. And you said the magic word, Greg Bigaveras. Daylight right here. You see the wall being built by the Warwick Raiders, and like Childish Gambino said, daylight, I wake up feeling like you won't act right. But right there, Kasson Jones is acting right, a touchdown. As we thought it was a game. We thought Bethel was back in this thing, but Warwick just punches right back. That is a big score for the Raiders.
They just took the gas out of the car there. And we're at a track facility. What a great special teams run. This has been our highlight game of the 4 games we've done this year. Even to try to stop a special teams extra point would be important for Bethel, but they do not. It's 21-7 Warwick. Just like that, they're back up by 14, exactly what Corey Hairston wanted on this fall evening, 6 days before Halloween.
Big time playing. That was a treat right there. Bethel got tricked. Warwick got the treat. And you said it, Carl, at the beginning. This was going to be like a playoff atmosphere. Both teams coming out here trying to prove a point.
Yeah, both teams coming out here trying to prove a point. But right now, Warwick is proving their point by winning all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams. That's how you win a football game. Anybody who wins a football game wins all 3 phases.
And that's the thing. All right, let's look at it one more time, folks, because, again, you're going to see just a simple kick, but the key is the wedge. The wedge is going to be built right here. And it's just like right there. You see everybody moving. Remember drumline, one band, one sound. That's what it was right there. They cleared the path, and Jones found a way right there. Jones has cleared. Like the traffic on I-64 isn't that good, Greg. We saw right there Jones. He didn't have to stop at the toll. He didn't have to go through the tunnel. He was easy breezing. He had his easy pass, and he scored a touchdown right there.
Right up the middle. He took the alternative route. The alternative route worked better. But sometimes just going up the middle works out really well.
Everybody else was on the HRBT. He was on the Monitor Merrimack scoring a touchdown.
On a Friday night. No rush hour traffic then. And Bethel right there, who got a big play themselves, got one answered back by the Raiders.
3 minutes ago, we were talking about Bethel being right back in this, but Warwick, you got to give them credit. They responded to that Bethel score with a score of their own.
Here come the Bruins, and they get pushed way back near the 5-yard line. So they have 95 yards to go with 10:08 till halftime. Stay tuned for the halftime show as well. Some college games going on. UVA taking on Louisville. William Mary's taking on Maine. Wisconsin takes on Ohio State. Monday night, the Dolphins and the Steelers. Of course, both teams need a win bad. Steelers still have a chance, but the Ravens are playing pretty well right now.
And the Steelers have had a run of bad luck. First, Ben Roethlisberger got hurt. Then the backup, Mason Rudolph, was out for a couple games. But the gift that keeps on giving, we talk about trick or treat, the ultimate treat is getting to play the Dolphins because the Dolphins don't want to win. The Dolphins want to lose so they can get that number 1 draft pick.
We'll take a look at our graphic coming up this quarter. Nice crowd on hand tonight at Todd Stadium. It was beautiful weather in the mid-60s for a fall evening 6 days before Halloween. Warwick in that direct deposit early. And again, good defense there by the Raiders. That 4-2-5 defense of Corey Hairston. Let's take a look at an interview now with the principal of Warwick.
Hi, my name is Kalisa Rogers. I'm here with Warwick High School Principal Dr. Kelly Mason. How are you doing today?
I'm great.
So, describe your leadership style.
I would say that I want to share leadership. So I want to make sure that all parents, students, and teachers are involved in the decision making at Warwick High School.
Yes, that is very good. So, how long have you been principal at Warwick High School? I know it haven't been that long, but...
No, it's been 10 months. So I came in January of 2019.
Oh, yes. I thought it was longer than that. So what was your favorite part about Spirit Week, all this week?
The pep rally. The students had a great time. The teachers had a great time. It was really lively. And it definitely showed that Warwick High School has great spirit.
Yes, Warwick High School do have great spirit. And the seniors won the honor. Well, thank you so much. I hope you have a great night.
Thank you.
I'm your reporter, Kalisa Rogers. Now back to Carl, Nate, and Greg.
Great job on the field with the interview. Bethel really hurting here right now. And they make something happen on an outside run by the quarterback, respectively Beard. Bethel needs to get some momentum back quick. Warwick's taking the air right out of the tires.
And I like that pursuit that we saw right there. Warwick's defense is really getting after the quarterback Beard for the Bethel Bruins right there. And he was lucky to be able to scramble and find a lane to not lose yardage on that play.
And Carl, Bethel was getting that momentum with that touchdown, and Warwick got it back on the special teams.
Yeah, Warwick got that momentum back quickly on their side, and that's what you have to do. You have a team down, do something to get that momentum back because you don't want that team to get it.
All right, we're back live also on YouTube. Don't forget Cox Cable 47517 as well as YouTube.
We had to make sure we had YouTube right so Carl could make his proper debut on the YouTube for the people.
Corey Harrison talking to one of the officials. Timeout Bruins, and they need to regroup here. We have a lot of fans around us tonight, Nate. They all want to be on TV.
I'm telling you,
They'll be extras, right?
Exactly. We have to pay them scale for the extra work. But I'm telling you, like, there we see Corey Harrison and the Warwick Raiders. But the atmosphere tonight for Warwick has been exciting all evening. We came in, they were playing the music, getting everybody hyped up. Then we saw the band playing as they came in. And it's not even halftime yet. The band was getting the crowd hyped up before the game even started. So I don't think I've seen Warwick this excited and this enthusiastic all season, so this is a big game for them, and we'll see if Bethel can respond. You know, being in enemy territory, being on the road. But speaking of being on the road, Sports Highlights was recently on the road at Bethel High School, and you can catch Sports Highlights Monday at 7 a.m., 2 p.m., and 7 p.m., as well as Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. here on Cox 47 and Verizon Fios Channel 17.
And in November, we got the girls basketball coach at Warwick and the boys basketball coach in Menchville, both varsity. All right, Bethel in the shotgun. And they get a nice run right there by their quarterback, number 5, Beard. They need to score before halftime. They can't go down 2 scores. All right, the series record, that was quick, since 1999. It's put in the last 20 years, a 2-1 advantage for Bethel for the most part.
Yeah, and we've seen kind of ebbs and flows, but for the most part, like you said, Bethel right there with the 13-7 advantage. Bethel has had the advantage, but Warwick in recent years, Greg, to me, they've started to kind of get their traction and get their momentum, and now it's a much more even series, I think, than it has been during, Coach Kaz when he was running things.
Coach Kaz last coached there in 98. So those are 20 years with post-Kaz. But Warwick did win the game last year 20-13.
Yeah.
But Bethel and Kaz there dominated Warwick.
It was.
He dominated Bill Lyons.
Not even close.
He dominated Thad Madden, too.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to remember, Kaz's first 3 years, he won the state championship twice. Menchville never came close. But one time I was telling this to Mickey, and I'll finish the story after this play. 3rd and 4, big third down conversion for the Bruins. And they go for the run, and nowhere. Stopped cold. As a kid, I told the Denby coach way back in the 80s, I said, when's the last time you beat Bethel? And he goes, we'll show you. And that year, which was Creighton his junior year, Denby beat Bethel. But, you know, those are few and far between.
Few and far between.
But occasionally it's happened.
When you talk about, you know, the tradition of Hampton, you know, we talk a lot about the tradition here in Newport News, but Hampton, you talk about Coach Kaz, you talk about Mike Smith. Later on with Phoebus, you talk about Bill D and sort of the tradition over there. Like, it's a reason why they've had so much success over the years at those three schools.
Bethel, Phoebus, and Hampton, multiple state championships. And here's the punt on this beautiful Friday night. Again, Bethel leads the series 13-7 the last 20 years. And hope you enjoyed all 4 of our games this year, which was Woodside taking on Denby and Menchville, and, of course, Heritage taking on Denby, and, of course, tonight Bethel and Warwick.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be able to bring these games to you folks live on Cox 47, Verizon File 17, and you can watch us live on YouTube as well. So it's been a pleasure to bring you this action, this Friday Night Football, showing you what we all about here in Newport News, folks.
Must win for Bethel tonight because they got Woodside next week. Warwick's got Gloucester. That's no gimme either.
No.
Gloucester's beaten Hampton and Bethel this year.
Gloucester's been a very tough out.
Gloucester beat Bethel 59-49, like a basketball score.
And that was a game Bethel had a chance to win. They just let it slip away at the end. It was a close game, much like the Denby game with Bethel. They had an opportunity to close that one.
But those games can cost you the postseason.
Yep. It's part of the growing process, though.
Sure.
It's something.
Brand new coach.
Yeah, you have to learn how to be able to close out those games.
Warwick on the run, nowhere there.
And this is maybe the most life I've seen out of these Warwick Raiders all year. They feel like they're a different team. They feel better than, you know, that record that's hovering around 500. They feel like a team that, you know, maybe if the ball bounced this way or that way, they could be, you know, a 6-4 team perhaps with the way the aggression they show in the night.
And they're 4-4 right now. Bethel's 3-5. Warwick on the offense going right to left in the red, gold, and white. Quarterback sneak. And a nice run right there by Nixon. Nate's favorite president, huh?
I'm telling you, Nixon is a junior, so we're not going to get 4 more years of Nixon, but we'll at least get 1 more year of Nixon. And I've been really impressed with what this kid has brought to the table tonight, Greg. He's shown poise and leadership, and he's done a great job running the football.
I'll give him the cushion from my chair. 6:20 left till halftime. Warwick trying to add to the lead. Bad snap. Good recovery there by the Raiders. Flags all over the place.
And that was a similar play there. You see the flag right there on the field. Get the word from the officials here.
Got to get you on sports scenes sometimes.
Absolutely.
Made by the Bruins, number 25, Caden Luster.
Bethel needs to try to get a big play on defense. When offense is struggling, defense, special teams have to step up.
The other phases of the game have to help you out.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards, replay the down.
Bethel needed that.
Holding right there, trying to set up that screen. That was the same play that scored the touchdown earlier with Messiah Russell, that little quick screen.
A lot of fans here tonight.
But you mentioned on Sports Scene, Greg. I was on YouTube the other day and just kind of going through the archives, and that interview that you did with the late, great Sweet Pea Whitaker, still probably one of my favorites that you did.
Thank you, my friend. I interviewed him in 2012, and I interviewed him on the radio in 2013. Still get emotional talking about him. There's the crowd right there.
Good crowd tonight for the Raiders, celebrating homecoming here.
Sweet Pea was the best. Big loss in Hampton Roads.
Legit Hall of Famer, certainly one of the greatest to ever come out of this area. Olympian.
And a bomb.
Oof.
In Bethel, flags again. What else?
Might be pass interference on the Bruins.
And Bethel had Sean Gale that played for the Bears.
Yeah.
Played for Ohio State and the Bears under Coach Kaz.
That's one of the things I don't think people really realize, and something I always tell folks about the officials right there having a little conference, just the amount of talent, Michael Vick, Allen Iverson, the talent that's come out of this area.
This time our buddy takes the silent treatment.
Pass interference against the Warwick Raiders.
And the referee
DPI on the defense, 15 yards.
Pass interference against the
I want to thank
Bethel.
Jim Mayhew for providing us with the officials all year long, the official rosters.
I'm telling you, these officials, they do a great job week in and week out, making sure that we have these good games that are looking out for the safety of the kids, as well as making sure everybody's playing within the rules. So we got to give a tip of the cap to the Zebras, because even though sometimes the fans might get annoyed with them, sometimes you got to give them a tip of the cap because they keep the game moving.
And we missed old Carter Ficklin, who
yes,
had a stroke, still alive, thank goodness. And a nice run by the Raiders. Touchdown, Raiders. Bryce Buchanan opening this up. This is becoming a track meet in the first half, but flags are down.
If this play stands, that's a heck of a run by Bryce Buchanan.
No, it does not stand. Does not stand.
Preliminary signal on the infraction holding against the Warwick Raiders.
Bethel dodges a break there.
There's a reason he was so open.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards from the flag, replay the down.
And you hate to see officials supersede the game, too.
Yeah, but there was a reason that hole was so open right there for Bryce Buchanan, because there was a little bit of that pulling and tugging going on right there. But a great job right there by the Raiders, man. I've been very impressed with what I've seen by Warwick tonight, Carl. It feels like a different team almost.
Yeah, it does. They're coming with a lot of energy, and they seem like they're playing it right now like they want it more than Bethel right now. Like they're playing like we want to get in the playoffs. We want to get this win.
Yeah. A lot at stake for the Raiders tonight, Greg.
They keep it on the ground, and they get a lot of holes on that Bethel defense. Finally, a stop on the play by the Bruins as well, but you've seen the consistency of work, the winning attitude, get over the 500 mark like we talked about. Both teams trying to sustain some type of confidence before the postseason. And, of course, trying to get a win tonight.
Another good run by Derek Nixon. I've been very impressed with the poise that he's shown this evening. Just, he's not panicking. He's not making too many mistakes out there. Just leading this team down the field slowly but surely.
Warwick threatening again. A little bit over 5 minutes left in the first half. And good defense there by the Bruins. It's almost like a roller coaster tackle football.
I'm telling you, Bryce Buchanan, like that low center of gravity helps him kind of bounce off defenders, but a great job by Bethel. They didn't get him on that first contact, but they were able to bring him down on the second attempt.
Again, Warwick averaging 21 points a game on offense, and they've already got 21 tonight. Bethel averaging 19 on offense.
Nice pass right there by Nixon. Hooking up with Watkins, number 10. Sets up a 1st and goal for the Warwick Raiders, Greg.
And Warwick threatening on the Bruins in the red zone. 4:30 left till halftime. Up by 14, trying to counterpunch another score. Nixon looking onto the sidelines. The Raiders on an option. It's great.
Wow.
And it works perfect to Bryce Buchanan.
That
Double B.
Double B, the B sting right there. Who wants to rumble with the B? And right here you see they make the adjustment at the line, and then you get the flip from Nixon to Buchanan. He's got a blocker in front of him. He sees Pater. That was a great job right there by the Warwick Raiders, adjusting right before the snap of the ball and switching, because it looked like it was going to be another quarterback keeper up the middle. But they scoped out the defense, changed the play at the line, and you saw Bryce Buchanan taking it in. And the Warwick Raiders, again, are able to score. They're all over the Bethel Bruins right now, guys.
And Warwick gets that touchdown they lost back. And just like that, it's 28-7. In fact, that was the score way back in 92 that we did in this Bethel Warwick game, except Bethel won the game. And we had Iverson in that game, and Iverson, I believe, did not play the second half of that ball game. Totally opposite tonight.
I'm telling you, man. Again, talk about the talent in this area, Carl. 'Cause, you and I remember Allen Iverson around the same time we were in high school. I had the misfortune of playing against Ronald Curry when I was on the JV team in Mitchville, and he just made us look crazy. So for the people out there watching, that might be looking online on YouTube, let them know a little bit about the talent that's come out of this area.
Well, there's plenty of talent come out of this area. I was in school when Iverson was there, tremendous player. Really on the offensive side, a devastating quarterback, could run, could throw, do everything. Defensively, like a shutdown safety / corner, shut down half of the field. You couldn't throw on them. Then, of course, you had the Ronald Curry area where Hampton won a ton of championships where nobody was actually beating them at this time. And then, Phoebus always has a bevy of talent on their team. And then, of course, now, you got the Mauries and the Lake Taylors and the Ocean Lakes that are winning championships galore, Indian River. You have those teams year in and year out just constantly winning. So it's a bevy of talent in this area and plenty of NFL players.
Yep.
I mean, the list is just too long.
Guys playing in the World Series from this area.
Oh,
Justin
yeah, World
Verlander,
Series.
among others.
Exactly. And then, you got a couple guys that played in the NBA too. So.
And Bethel on the special teams run back by Joel Hicks. Bethel in the green, gold, and white. Warwick in the red, gold, and white. Warwick won this game last year 20-13. Bethel leads the series 13-7 the last 20 years.
Been very impressed with Warwick tonight, Greg. And that's what I like to tell people, man. Like, you never know. The kids you're watching tonight, they might be the stars we talk about 5-10 years from now. We've had the pleasure to talk about Allen Iverson or Michael Vick, people of that nature. Aaron Brooks, people of that ilk. And so you never know who could be the next star.
4:04 left till halftime. Bethel in good field position at the 47. And they need to get a score here before halftime to make it a competitive second half. Stay tuned for the halftime show. Fourth quarter, Nate and I will talk about some of the Thanksgiving specials. We did the Halloween already. We will also do the crew list. 4 great games this year. Great vantage point here in the stands. Great job of the men and women in the truck.
Absolutely. Our adult staff and our student crew doing a great job bringing you the sights and sounds of this ball game.
And time is a factor here in the second quarter. Bethel goes back to talk to Coach Inco, former coach at Gloucester as well. Spent a lot of time at York. In fact, when Bethel played Warwick in '84, we talked about the '92 game in which Bethel won over Warwick 28-7. In '84 was a 10-all tie. They played on a Saturday. Coz took on Bill Lyons and his team. But so many great players that Bethel had in the 70s, like Dunn and Clark, John Sturdivant, Jimmy and Sean Gale, led to the 80s with John Terrell Britt, Walter Bailey, Inkos, Greg Morris, D.D. Van, all those great talent Bethel had, and Iverson in the 90s.
Yeah.
In fact, Bethel's '84 team is probably the most talented team, top to bottom, that Bethel's ever had. But very few made the postseason that year. And the Bruins keep it on the ground. That was Taylor.
And I think what you're trying to see right now from Coach Incomenius is we got to kind of settle things down. You look at the scoreboard, we're not going to score 21 points in one play, fellas. So what we got to do is get back to the fundamentals, get back to the foundation, and let's start from there, Carl. And that way, maybe we can claw our way back into this game.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do things in increments and baby steps.
Yep.
And that's what they got to do right now if they want to try to get back in this game, because Warwick right now is just coming beyond just increments. They're coming and they're just hitting them hard, and they're taking advantage and control of this game.
Bad snap. Complete, though, as the Bruins would like to get a score before halftime with only 2:30 left. It's 28-7. Warwick, how about the recap?
All right, folks, started in the first quarter with a touchdown pass from Nixon to Messiah Russell. Then we saw a touchdown run, a quarterback keeper by Derek Nixon. Your score was 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Then we saw a touchdown pass from Beard to Isaiah Smith. The Bruins finally got on the board. It was 14-7. And then the biggest play of the game, in my opinion, so far, guys, the touchdown return by Kyson Jones. 21-7 we just scored, and we just saw the touchdown run by Bryce Buchanan, 28-7. Warwick all over the Bruins.
And that 4-2-5 defense of Warwick's giving Bethel problems as Beard goes down. Beard had that nice touchdown pass earlier.
Yeah.
But it's been all Warwick.
Nice little combination, but the problem, Greg, is they've connected a couple times tonight, but outside of that touchdown, Warwick has done a good job getting to the ball. As soon as they make a catch, Smith takes 1 or 2 steps, and he's brought down by a gang of Warwick jerseys. So you got to give a lot of credit to that pursuit of the Warwick Raiders. They've done a great job keeping Bethel in front of them tonight.
And the clock is a factor. 4th and 8. Flags all over the place, becomes 1st and 10. So just like that in a 4th down, you switch it over, and penalties all over the place. We did Bethel back in '92. We mentioned with Bethel and Warwick. We did the Bethel Menchville game one year.
On the offense, 5-2.
And we did Bethel under William Beverly as well. And tonight, of course, we've done all the schools, Hampton, Phoebus. Did Kecoughtan once, a long time ago, way back in '92.
Did some Ferguson games when they were still around, my friend.
First live game, Ferguson and Hampton. You were part of it.
Absolutely. Those Michael Vick, Ronald Curry matchups, Hampton and Ferguson.
It's your 21st year.
And it's great to be here. My 21st year, but 29th overall. And my friend Greg Bicoveris, you've been here for all 29 of them.
Great team effort. As the clock continues to roll.
Getting close on your 30th anniversary, Greg. We'll bring you a cake or something up here to
for all of us next year. That's right. We haven't done tons of games every year, but we've done a lot of consistent good games.
Yes.
We did 2 last year, 4 this year so far.
And especially, I'd say over the last 5 or 6 years with Woodside getting to the postseason, we've been able to do more postseason games. The question for Woodside is, can they get over that hump?
Yeah, they want to get past that first and second round.
Yeah.
Been there and done that. It's getting kind of old now. They want to evolve to the state level.
That's the thing.
Now, they've been the best team the last 20 years, but Heritage's got that trophy on their belt.
Heritage has the chip from 2000.
That's one thing Woodside has not done, won a state championship. See the Bethel staff right there?
They're trying to get back to that state championship level.
Of course, when Bethel would play Hampton, when Smith, who's still the coach now against Cos, they'd play on Friday night or Saturday during the day. It would be the event of the peninsula. Kind of like the Newport News versus Hampton rivalry back in the 60s and up until 1970. Warwick on the ground, just trying to milk the clock here before halftime. And stay tuned for the halftime show, as we have less than a minute in the first half, and we've played this in 1 hour and 7 minutes so far. 28-7 Warwick, winning at their facility here at Todd Stadium. Total control. Trying to get to 5-4 this year, where they finish against Gloucester. Almost intercepted, and the Bruins needed that one, but it was dropped. And like you said, Nate, those collisions help drop the football.
That was a Cobb Delaney had to turn from a receiver into a defender right there to break up that pass, because Bethel almost came away with that big interception, Carl, and that could have been a big momentum shift as we head to halftime.
Yeah, you don't want to give that kind of momentum shift when you have the lead going into half. So you got to watch where you're throwing the football, look at the coverage, look at where the safety's lined up.
And there you see right there, Carl, Dixon's going to look for his man, and the collision happens right here, bang. And that's what happened right there. You separate the man from the ball, because he had to turn from offense to defense on a dime, because if they pick off that ball, there's a good chance he can run back with it. If not score, put Bethel in good field position. There you see the Bruin defender down right there. We hope everything's all right with the young man.
And that was respectively Joel Hicks.
There he is up walking now.
Glad he's walking. That's the main thing. Football is a very violent sport, and live TV can showcase that very transparent.
It's like the old cliche, it's not a contact sport, it's a collision sport. So, we all love football. It's a great game, but again, you do have to worry sometimes about the kids' safety, and it's great to see the training staff and the coaches got that young man up and about.
We'll do the text club in the third quarter. We've already got another text saying happy 21st anniversary to you and 29th to myself, and also 29th for NNPS TV.
I don't know if that means that we getting better or we getting old, my friend, but either way, we getting there.
We started when we were kids. I wasn't much older than the high school players when I first started.
We both had much more hair.
Yes, that is a fact. The receding hairline plays no games. 28-7.
Receding hairline is good enough for LeBron James. It's good enough for me. I'll take it.
They don't want to lose to the Clippers anymore either. That's a virtual home game. Come on, let's face it.
That was a big game. So that's going to be a rivalry we see all year long between the Lakers and the Clippers.
Especially when George comes back. Oof. 22 seconds. Been all Warwick tonight. They won it last year 20-13. They're trying to improve to 5-4, get back into the postseason. Bethel is 3-5. If they were to win the game tonight, then both teams would be even at 4-5. Still plenty of football left. But, you got a sense, Nate, that every possession in the second half will be urgent for the Bruins.
It's going to be a big-time mission right there. Coach Incomini is going to have to get these guys focused at halftime to come back out here with a sense of urgency.
The crowd's been very quiet tonight. Beard throws the bomb. And I tell you, he was guarded closely by number 21, Martinez. And that was Hicks, the intended receiver.
Yeah, Hicks.
And Martinez was on him like glue.
That was a good idea, good play call, but like you said, that Warwick defense just did a great job shadowing that man, and Hicks wasn't able to get separation.
13 seconds left. Great audio and video by our crews in the truck. Bethel again from the shotgun. Beard. Intercepted. Just like that. The fizz is out of the soda. Wow. Unbelievable. Messiah Russell again.
Beard's looking for a man right here, but you're going to see Messiah Russell. Messiah Russell with the interception, put his hand in the cookie jar, Carl. He took the snickerdoodles. He took the chocolate chip, the macadamia nut. He took all the cookies, the Oreos, all of them, and took it back to the house. A big-time defensive play. That is not what Bethel needed to end the first half, Greg.
They sure did not with 5 seconds left.
Man.
I mean, you got a sense that they would have gone into the locker room at 28-7. It's not a chance, but now they're going to have to score pretty much on every opportunity. This is not college or NFL. There's no 2-minute warning, and you only play 12-minute quarters.
That was
so they're going to need some big breaks coming their way to have a chance. Bad snap. The kick is up. It is good. 35-7. Warwick. No, not a final. We're still in the second quarter.
It's been 2 or 3 kind of game-changing plays already. We saw the kick return earlier for the touchdown, and then that interception for a touchdown. It's like you always talk about, Greg, 3 phases of the game. Offense has scored tonight. Special teams has scored tonight. And as we just saw, defense for the Warwick Raiders finally scored as well. So it's been all Warwick.
Let's see if we get a shot of the Warwick coach. He is smiling from ear to ear in the white shirt, Corey Hairston. He is just one smiling coach right now. His team is dominating the Bruins 35-7, one homecoming.
Hairston, a defensive coach anyway, so he's got to be happy anytime his defense can put some points on the board. That was a big-time play by Messiah Russell, who scored a touchdown on offense and defense now.
Coach Incomini is very concerned here right before halftime. Talking to number 5 right there, Beard.
Beard is quarterback. I think he's trying to make sure, he doesn't get rattled, get him right for the second half, because they got their work cut out for him in the second half, and they want to get back into this game.
A lot of football left, but it's going to be very difficult for Bethel to make the postseason at 3-7 if they lose tonight and to Woodside. Very difficult. They might squeak in, but it'll be tough. Swivel kick. And that's Smith. He's got to let some daylight. He's trying to go all the way. And he does. Unbelievable. With no time left on the clock. No flags. Bethel scores just like that. They get 6 points.
Isaiah Smith with his second touchdown of the night. That's one way to get back into things. Let's take a look, folks. Here you're going to see again. They try to squib kick. The reason you kick the squib kick is because you don't want to give up the big return. But Isaiah Smith has other plans, Greg. It did backfire on him. Here you see the defense comes up here. They're trying to stop him, but Smith just finds an open lane. The defense is sitting there looking like oop because Smith is off to the races. Isaiah Smith, that's a big-time play for Coach Inconvenience and the Bethel Bruins. They're not back all the way, Greg, but at least they got some signs of life going into the half.
We've seen a couple special team touchdowns. And there's no time left on the clock. Big extra point, though, by Cotton, number 45. The kick is up, and it is good. All right, we are at halftime. With the score, the Raiders 35, Bethel 14. Stay tuned.
Homecoming Warwick.
This is my second year in a row, actually, so this is my 2-peat. Hopefully next year I'll go for my 3-peat. So it feels really great, new experiences. We have a parade this year, which we didn't have last year, so really great.
What do you like most about tailgate?
I like that everybody can come together and eat and have fun and just be cool.
What did you do to prepare for tonight?
Well, one, I prayed because I knew it was going to be a really stressful day and it was going to be really exciting. So I made sure that everything was set out and make sure that it was just all good and in order.
What's your favorite part about Spirit Week this week?
I love showing out. It's senior year, so I decided to do everything I wanted to.
What would you describe this bit as?
Creative. Creative, yes.
I'm a freshman, so this is all very new to me, but I really like just being able to express myself. It's fun.
Everyone's school spirit just comes out in such a fun way, and it's just so fun to watch. Everyone gets so excited about it.
I mean, this was the only day this week where I actually decided to, dress up, because I feel like it's kind of necessary too.
Well, I appreciate it.
All right, we're back here at halftime. It is 35-14 in favor of Warwick. We got 24 minutes of exciting football left. But right now, enjoy the halftime show.
Raiders, I have the honor of introducing the 2019 Homecoming Court. Give it up for these wonderful ladies and gentlemen. First on deck, we have our 9th grade princess, Janasia Rios. She is being escorted by her stepdad, Tony Freeman, and her mom, Angelique Ross. Janasia is a cheerleader for Warwick, and she plans to go to ODU and major in dentistry to become a dental surgeon. Janasia would like to thank her mom, stepdad, and her 4th grade teacher who have pushed her to keep chasing her dreams and to never give up. Next is our 9th grade prince, Hagen Hines. He is being escorted by his mom and his dad, Scott and Kim Hines. Hagen is a member of the Warwick golf team, JV soccer team, and travel soccer team for the Virginia Legacy. He plans on attending college and majoring in engineering. Hagen would like to thank his parents, teachers, and coaches for making a difference in his life. Please join me in congratulating our sophomore princess, Leilani Lucas. She is being escorted by her mom and dad, Travis and Blue Lucas. Leilani is on the Warwick track team, soccer team, and she is also the basketball manager. She wants to get into an HBCU and study to be an OBGYN or RN. She would like to thank her family, Mrs. Smith and Mrs. Banks, for being an awesome support system in her life. Again, Leilani Lucas. Matthew Jones is our 10th grade prince. He is being escorted by his mother. Matthew is a member of Model UN, Student Leaders, Impact, and Sister Cities at Warwick. Matthew wants to attend Stanford, MIT, or Virginia Tech. He hopes to work for NASA one day. He would like to thank his mom, dad, brothers, and sister for always being there for him. Next is our 11th grade princess, Sierra McCall. She is being escorted by her papa and her nana. Sierra is very involved with the Upward Bound program and community service for her church. She is an anchor on Warwick's morning show and is a football manager. She wants to go to the Hampton University and major in political science. Sierra would like to thank her nana, papa, mother, teachers, administrators, and friends for making a difference in her life. Our 11th grade prince is Nicholas Russell. He is being escorted by his day one best friend, Kayla Davis. Nicholas is on the varsity wrestling team for Warwick. He is a youth activist for the Silence Empowers Violence group. He is also a member in Model UN. He wants to go to college and major in business and marketing in hopes of becoming a lawyer. He would like to thank his friends and family who have stuck by him through all the good times and, more importantly, through the bad. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2019 Homecoming Queen and King nominees. Put your hands together for our first Queen nominee, Rachel Motley. She is being escorted by her best friends, Madison Whitaker and Alice Yang. Rachel is a member of Young Life, National Art Society, Yearbook, Recycling Club, Varsity Softball, and Varsity Swimming, to list only a few. She wants to attend Virginia Tech and become a vet med while also playing softball for her college. Rachel would like to thank Miss Sheila Scotty for making a difference in her life. Our first King nominee is Avion Booth. He is being escorted by his dad, Jason Booth, and his mom, Kiana Johnson. Avion is a member of the Warwick football team and basketball team. He wants to go to college and major in kinesiology to become a physical therapist or athletic trainer. He would like to thank his mom, dad, and grandparents for making such a huge impact in his life. Our next Queen nominee is Zanasia Brown. She is being escorted by her mom and her grandfather, mom Aunt Santessa Johnson and grandfather Andrew Beasley. Zanasia is a varsity cheerleader for Warwick, and she is in Gear Up and Upward Bound. She wants to go to college and study early childhood developmental psychology. She would like to thank her parents, family, coaches, and cheer sisters for always being there for her. Our next King nominee is Chase Tolan. He is being escorted by his mother, Chrissy Tolan, and his dad, Dan Tolan. Chase is a member of the varsity football team and a member of the track and field team at Warwick. He is the SCA historian, member of Young Life, Student Leaders, and Interact Club. He wants to attend a 4-year university and major in biology and anatomy and eventually get his doctorate in physical therapy. He would like to thank his parents, friends, coaches, teammates for always being there for him and helping him strive to be his best. Our final Queen nominee is Miss Elena Gore. She is being escorted by her mother, Marion Gore, and her dad, Kevin Gore. Elena is a member of the varsity soccer team at Warwick, and she volunteers at her church, in her school, and the community. She plans on enlisting in the Air Force while working as a firefighter and EMT. She wants to eventually earn a degree from ODU or Virginia Wesleyan University. She would like to thank Miss Priscilla Johnson, Michelle Cullison, Captain Vincent Clifton, and her family and friends, and especially her parents, for making a difference in her life. Last but not least is our final King nominee, James Sweat. He is being escorted by his mom, Denise Sweat, and his dad, James Sweat Jr. James is a member of the varsity soccer team for Warwick. He is a member of the Principals Advisory Group, National Honor Society, and the president of the Student Leadership Impact Group. He wants to attend UVA to study cybersecurity and information systems. He would like to thank his mom, dad, friends, administrative team, counselors, and teachers for impacting his life in such a huge way. Ladies and gentlemen, here are your 2019 Homecoming King and Queen nominees. Our principal, the esteemed Dr. Kelly Mason, will be assisting with the crowning of the King and Queen. And our Homecoming King winner is Mr. Avion Booth. All right, congratulations. And to accompany him, our 2019 Homecoming Queen winner is Miss Elena Gore. Congratulations to Warwick High School's 2019 Homecoming Court. And as a final announcement, our Homecoming Float winner for our parade are the seniors. Congratulations again to our 2019 Homecoming Court. You may exit the field.
have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Serving the community can have a big impact on society. Everyone loves when someone takes time out of their day to spend time, either just hanging out or helping out. There are many different people to serve, from kids to the elderly, the homeless to your next door neighbor. And the best part about serving is that it spreads. So take time to serve someone else, to serve your community, and to do your part.
And you see the crowd there, and hope you enjoyed the halftime festivities, as it is 35-14 in favor of Warwick. Great halftime show. Very impressed by all the homecoming festivities, the band, of course, Avion Booth. Congratulations. Again, Warwick, great halftime show, great sportsmanship, great crowd tonight, great band as well.
It's what it's all about. It's what we always talk about, Greg. Athletics, academics, activities. Homecoming is kind of the culmination of that. We got the game there. You see the score. Warwick on top, 35-14 over the Bethel Bruins. But it's about bringing the community together. You got the band. You got the homecoming court call. It's just a wonderful night for not only the students, not only the football players, but also, for the families and the friends and everybody here watching the game.
Yeah, it is. It's a wonderful experience for everybody. It's good to see the community come together for events like this. And Warwick has the advantage right now, and that's why they're on top.
Absolutely. It's just a great atmosphere. You see the great shot of the crowd. Our students bring you the sights and sounds. And it's funny, Greg, because we talk all the time kind of about teams that are having success, teams that are not having success, maybe on the high school level, collegiate, as well as professional. You see school spirit all around here at Ty Stadium tonight. And I'm wondering, this is a Redskins town. This is a Redskins part of the country right now. And Warwick, very reminiscent. The uniforms almost remind you of the Washington Redskins. And I'm wondering, for a team that hadn't had a lot of success, that's 1-7 like the Redskins or the Falcons, Greg, from the perspective of Fox and national broadcast, what kind of challenges can that bring up?
They have to do the game just like your Falcons, regardless of what their record is. I mean, each network does a series of games on Sunday, CBS, Fox, and then NBC does a game on Sunday night. ESPN does it on Monday night. The difference is that the games can get flexed, and you can get different teams having different networks. You're seeing this year, in the last several years, where some AFC games are on Fox and some NFC games are on CBS. But regardless, NBC gets the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
I will say this to the public. The public does not know this. The Jets game got switched from CBS to Fox. Weird how that happens. It was scheduled to be, because it's the visiting team AFC against the Redskins on November 17th. It got switched to Fox as we see Corey Hairston. So it's dramatic, but it's going to be a long 8 weeks for the Redskins fans.
Yeah, Redskins, Falcons fans, Dolphins fans, even the Jets fans out there. But if you're a rising 11th grader and you're a fan of TV production, if you're interested in TV production, call Telecom for more information to schedule a tour, 757-591-4687. Again, 757-591-4687, extension 0. A great program. I got my start in the program. Carl is an instructor here with the program, and it's just, great to see not only the current kids that are out here doing some great things, but also, former students being able to come back and experience, like you said, working for those big networks.
Oh, yeah. When you talk about the program, one of the officials out here tonight, Alonzo Bell, his daughter, Alexis Bell, reporting for Spectrum News down in North Carolina. She did an outstanding job here when she was host of many of our shows. She's doing an outstanding job reporting for Spectrum News down in North Carolina. So the proof is in the pudding. And she also graduated from the University of North Carolina as well. So just doing an outstanding job all the way around.
And it's funny because we talked about tradition all night when it pertains to football, but there's a tradition and a history here with the telecommunications program with various students and being able to come back and talk to the newer class. And it's always a great thing, again, all led by the one and only Ray Price. But, again, yourself, Carl, been here the last few years with the kids, helping them out. And it's been just a great thing to see so many kids kind of grow up in the industry and the business, and they got their start in telecom.
Oh, yeah. And they always come back and talk about how beneficial telecom was to them. We had a recent student, matter of fact, our technical director, Josh Stuck, his sister came back from Longwood to tell the students what she's doing now, and she's doing some games with ESPN. And the first thing that she talked about was how it prepared her for what she's doing now, not just at Longwood, but also with ESPN. And I'm sure, Alexis would come back, she would tell you the same exact thing, how it prepared her to be able to be a reporter for Spectrum News. So each one of these graduates, when these kids come through this program, they can tell you the experience that they got here, how it led them to where they're at today.
Absolutely.
And, of course, we're here to start the third quarter. Greg Bickavera, Nate Milton, Carl Daniels, Cox Cable 47, 517. We apologize to our viewers tonight. We're just on TV tonight, not on our NNPSTV.com website, but YouTube, I believe, is working according to Greg Lesko. And, of course, traditional TV tonight, Cox Cable 47, 517. We'll be having the Text Club here in just a few moments.
Absolutely. Big time. It's a homecoming game.
Alumni, text your thoughts.
Alumni, whether you went to Bethel, whether you went to Warwick and you're watching the game tonight, let us know your thoughts. Let us know. Support your team. Rep your team out here when the Text Club opens its doors.
An exclusive club.
It's very, very exclusive.
Nate will give us his keys here in the second half in just a moment. Warwick going for the bomb. Incomplete. Nate, Bethel's down by 21. What do they need to do?
I think the thing that Bethel needs to do is slow down. We're in the holiday season. One of my favorite, holiday specials is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And I think, there's a part in Rudolph where he's teaching the abominable snowman, Greg, how to walk. And you put one foot in front of the other. That's the way you do it step by step. That's what Bethel's got to do. You're not going to score 20 points on one play, so they got to work themselves back into the game.
I like the Heat Miser. He's melting.
Heat Miser.
The Heat Miser is melting Bethel tonight, unfortunately, for the Bruins fans. 12-minute quarters. Bethel, of course, closes their season against Woodside. Warwick against Gloucester. Both tough ways to finish out the season. We've done a lot of postseason games with Woodside recently. We'd like to see some other teams evolve here at home during the postseason. Beautiful fall night. We've had great weather for all four games. Flags all over the place as Bethel trying to capitalize on the special teams TD. Special teams have been a highlight tonight with flags down.
Big time special teams plays made tonight by both teams. And it looks like it's going to go against the Bruins.
Dennis Hicks is mysterious. Sometimes he talks, sometimes he doesn't.
He's a man of few words. He's like E.F. Hutton, though, Greg. When he speaks, people listen.
Yeah. Every ref has their own personality for sure. But that momentum goes to Bethel there.
On the offense, 5 yards, replay the down.
It's going to be on the Raiders.
He gets right to the point. Warwick in the red, gold, and white. Great coaches like Thad Madden and Bill Lyons over the years. Now it's Corey Hairston. Tommy Raymond coached this team, who's now coaching at Lansdowne. Of course, Raymond played for Missouri, and Carver elevated Michael and Marcus Vick's career.
Most definitely.
Tommy's kind of been in the witness protection program in Lansdowne. We'd love to see him back in the peninsula, but I think he just prefers the being quiet over there in Virginia Beach.
The peace and quiet. We see Tommy every once and again in the playoffs.
We did his postseason before.
Yeah.
Them and Woodside kind of go at it.
Yep.
But it's very difficult every year to make it.
But Tommy is certainly a part of the fabric.
Klein, it's going to be 4th down.
Sometimes the referees are in their own world there. You notice how quiet the crowd is.
Yeah.
I mean, the juice was up during halftime, but it's kind of a library-type crowd.
Yeah, the crowd, the energy was there for the halftime ceremony as well, but it feels like, things have kind of calmed down a bit. But I think all it's going to take is one big score from Warwick to get the crowd back into it.
We got fans all around us. Nice punt by the Raiders. Third quarter. Bethel needs something here. They can't wait to the fourth quarter. Just don't have enough time in high school football. Sometimes you see a quarterback throwing the ball into the dirt to stop the clock or an incomplete pass, but you only have but so many possessions in a 12-minute quarter.
Yeah. And each series, each possession is crucial, particularly when you're in a game with an opponent that on paper is evenly matched as Warwick and Bethel are. And so they've got to take advantage starting right now on this offensive series. They got to go down there and put some points on the board. I don't care what it is, touchdown, field goal, something. They got to score some points and get some momentum, start building on something in this ball game.
Bethel won the last state championship way back in '92. That pass. Helmet comes down. 35-14 Warwick. We'll get to the text club here in just a few moments. Fourth quarter, we'll do the crew list and our favorite Thanksgiving foods. Carl will chip in for that.
Carl and I were talking about losing weight before the game tonight.
Turkey don't have many carbs, though. It's the stuffing that does.
I say it's not the turkey I'm worried about. It's the stuffing, the yams, all that good stuff.
Let's get through Halloween first, right? Warwick trying to go to 5-4 in the year. Bethel outlet pass. Bethel's getting a lot of complete passes, just not getting a lot of proactive yardage.
Well, you saw it on that play right there, Greg. As soon as the completion is made, Warwick is swarming to the football. They've done a very good job on defense of pursuing the ball.
All right, texters, text us your first name and how you're watching the game tonight live on TV. 757-291-4234. Text us a hi, your first name, to 291-4234.
Absolutely. Text Club, the doors are open. Text us now, 291-4234, 757-291-4234. There you see it right there. Let us know who you're rooting for. Rep your team tonight.
Great job by the crew in the truck. Incomplete. Bethel's deep in their own territory.
Almost an interception.
We got a lot of extras behind us on TV as we're doing a movie here tonight. And you think about it, it's like doing a live movie with juniors and seniors and adults.
I'm telling you,
a lot of colleges are just on the internet. We're on TV.
Yeah, there are colleges that don't have this level of production in terms of bringing you a live athletic contest. So it's a great job that these 11th and 12th graders are doing tonight, Carl.
Yeah, it's a great job, great experience for them. Something they can really use on their resume when they go to college and they go for jobs, and they can show they have experience. So when they say, hey, I've been a cam operator for a football game, they can not only see it on TV, they can see it on the web. They can see it all different places. Yep. They can even have it on their resume reel.
Got your demo reel right here on live TV.
Exactly.
Very short punt. Good field position for the Raiders. And Bethel needs to stop here in the third quarter at 9:54 left. Text us a hi at 757-291-4234. Tell us your first name to 291-4234. We've already heard from a few texters earlier.
Yeah, the club is open. There's no bouncers outside, so everybody's welcome in the text club tonight.
Warwick in the red, gold, and white, coached by Corey Hairston for the last several years. We mentioned Warwick's had some great coaches in Madden, Lyons, Cawthorn, Raymond, Sexton, Juan Jackson. Hairston paid his dues as well.
I like what Corey Harrison brings to this team. Like, they haven't seen that postseason success yet, Greg, but it's about building. And I think, a win tonight would be a good building block.
And trying to gain that building block right there is Nixon. Warwick can just milk the clock if they want to, but they've got to watch the injuries too.
Yeah. You never want to see, the kids get hurt out here. It's all about competing hard for your team, but it's about, being safe and making sure everybody can walk away at the end of it.
All right, text us a hi right now, 757-291-4234. Text us a hi right now, 757-291-4234. Tell us your first name, who you're rooting for, to 291-4234. Get involved. We hate to see injuries.
Welcome to the club, folks, that we see the young man being attended to by the training staff. But again, 757-291-4234. Let us know who you're rooting for. Are you a Bethel alumnus? Are you a Warwick alumnus? Rep your team.
All right, we got a couple texters already. We've already heard from Aunt Kiki already. Aunt Kiki, she's kind of like stalking us sometimes. But anyway, it's
love Kiki.
This is a shout out to whoever does those replays. Great work. Thank you. They didn't want to give us the name, but they gave us a compliment.
Yeah, that is Danielle Sullivan rocking the replays in the truck. So great job by Danielle tonight.
And Aunt Kiki says the announcers aren't too shabby either.
We will take that. Thank you, Kiki.
Kiki's the best.
You see the young man being assisted off the field.
I think Kiki needs to make us some brownies. All these texts she's doing.
And now you want to add more calories to the plate, Greg.
That game, by the way, is still in the second quarter.
And that was Nixon walking off the field there. Again, text club, 757-291-4234. Bethel Bruins, where you at? Show your team some encouragement. Warwick Raiders, we know you're out there. Hop on the text line. Shout them out.
Second quarter score, 27-7.
You don't need to watch the World Series. We can give you updates here. And Warwick on the ground. Very impressed by the tenacity of the Raiders. Buchanan.
And I think we'll see a lot more Buchanan on the ground, especially with Derek Nixon leaving the game. And that's exactly what Warwick wants to do, I think. You know, there's no reason to pass the ball where you can get an incompletion and the clock stops. You want to run that clock down, grind this game out.
Astros are leading the Nationals 1-0 in the bottom of the second. Don't be surprised if this total tie changes if the Astros win tonight.
It'll be interesting. I think right now, you know, you'd have to say everything is in the Nats' favor, but all it takes is 1 or 2 games to swing the balance. In Houston, they're the better team. They can get right back in this thing.
8:25 left in the third quarter, 3rd and 6. Got to convert on third downs, see the cheerleaders, make the big plays, eliminate the turnovers, listen to your coaches, get in the weight room, and work out. You don't win on game day. You win during the week.
It will. You know, Coach Jacob used to tell me when I played for Minchfield back in the 90s, the Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday, that's when you put in the work. Friday and Saturday game days, those are paydays. That's when you get paid, Greg. So this is fun. This should be the fun night for the Warwick Raiders and the Bethel Bruins because you put in all that hard work during the week, and now it's time to reap the rewards that you put in the bank.
This pass is intended for the
Greg Bickaveris, Nate Milton, Carl Daniels, glad you're with us. Heck, we'll take brownies and cookies. 4th down. Warwick going for it. Good defense by the Bruins. Excellent defense. Now, Carl, Bethel needs to do something.
Yeah, they need to capitalize on that opportunity, you know, making that defensive stop because they haven't been able to stop Warwick successfully tonight. Warwick is just taking advantage defensively and offensively based on what they're doing. So they need to take advantage of this opportunity because otherwise Warwick could get the ball back and then they might hit a big play like we've seen them hit several big plays tonight.
Absolutely. And speaking, taking advantage of the opportunity, folks, take advantage of the text club. We open 757-291-4234, 757-291. There you see the number right there, 4234. The doors are open.
We're getting ideas on desserts tonight.
Getting ideas on desserts. What's your favorite Thanksgiving side?
All right. Nice screen pass by the Bruins. Looking really good in the passing game tonight. 3 favorites. Keep it simple. Turkey, stuffing. And I would have to say I like wings and mashed potatoes, too, at Thanksgiving.
Okay. I like where you're going there, Greg. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to say fried turkey. I'm going to say stuffing, of course, you know, with the cranberry sauce. That's a given. That's necessary. And then I got a feeling Carl's going to say some yams. I thought Carl, he got that look in his eye. He's going to say something about some candied yams. So I'm going to flip it up and say green bean casserole. That's what I like at Thanksgiving. What about you, Carl? What's your 3 favorites at Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I got to say, obviously, you know, the turkey and stuffing, cranberry sauce. But I think I got to throw a dessert in there somewhere. So I got to throw, like, sweet potato pie.
Ooh, the sweet potato pie. Okay, so I'm with you on that.
And Warwick, again, good defense. That 4-2-5 of Corey Hairston putting a fit on Caleb Beard.
Yeah, that wasn't sweet potato pie, but they did take a slice out of that Bethel offense right there.
Bethel averaging 19 points a game on offense, giving up 30 on defense per game. Warwick averaging 21 on offense. They're 14 above that tonight, giving up 13 a game.
It's been a total game for the Warwick Raiders tonight, Greg. Offense,
special
defense,
teams
and
too.
Special teams.
Got to convert. Got to look. Got to be. Somebody's got to step up for Bethel here in the second half. And that pass is complete to number 8, respectively. That's Palmer. Not Arnold Palmer, but Eli Palmer.
Eli Palmer, not Arnold Palmer, not Eli Manning, Eli Palmer.
Our text club is boiling tonight. Boy, oh boy. We've had all types of ideas about cooking tonight. What up, guys? I played this game in 1992 versus Allen Iverson. I'm available for an interview. Enjoy you guys tonight. Thank you. In fact, you're right. We mentioned that game, too, whoever that texter is. Thank you.
Yep.
It was 28-7. Bethel won that game. We did that game. We taped that game on a Saturday here at Todd Stadium. That was our first full year of doing the games. We did one game in 91, Warwick versus Kickingham. And Iverson played in the first half, and that was it. Now, let's not forget, Iverson could have played 93.
Yeah.
But he was not in high school. We'll leave the reason why he was not in high school alone. But if he would have played 93, they probably would have won back-to-back state championships. Iverson was the Curry before Curry was.
And I think if Iverson had come along maybe 10 years later, maybe 15 years later, there's a shot he could have played in the NFL because people forget how good he was as a quarterback. But at the time, you wouldn't think somebody in that frame could play quarterback in the NFL.
No, he did better by playing basketball.
Yep. But he certainly could have been like Russell Wilson before Russell Wilson. He had that type of talent on the football field.
Yes. Not quite the passer, but still,
yep.
he willed their way to win. He was a threat every time he touched the ball.
Absolutely.
And he wore the same type of uniform as these kids are wearing tonight. You look at the schools that have won state championships: Bethel, Hampton, Phoebus, Heritage.
Yeah.
Kickingham did very well under Kurt Newsom. He also coached Heritage that 1 year, and he became an assistant with Virginia Tech.
And again, these gold standards still to this point for Newport News, John Quillen and that 2000 Heritage Hurricane team that, we talked about it last time we did a Heritage game, Greg. Just
Bad
all
snap.
the names.
And can Bethel get the recovery?
Oof.
They say they do. You're right, Quillen. But Quillen made his mark as a coach at Denby first. Good break. We talked about the big plays. Big plays make the deal. You have to get that plus-minus ratio. And that sometimes determines the factor. Again, I'm not a big fan of that plus-minus ratio, but that time it worked out well for Bethel.
Yeah, that was a big-time play right there for the Bethel Bruins. Number 44, Aaron Carter, leading the way on that play. And again, folks, don't forget, I want to thank all the fans that participated in the text club this season. The doors are still open, 757-291-4234. Unless you're watching in the future on the replay, because then the doors are closed.
Shout out to another texter says, shout out to Bill Lyons, Mike Feldman, Thomas Jackson, Dion Ruffin, and, of course, Thad Madden. I can tell this texter a story of Thad Madden in just a moment, who coached Warwick from 71 to 80. Thank you for the great live participation on TV tonight here in this city versus city rivalry. Bethel leads the series 13-7 the last 20 years. I mean, people know my mom taught at Bethel, and, of course, had a chance to see them play a lot when I was a kid. But Thad Madden's last year, the coach of Warwick, Jim Bullock was an assistant.
Yep.
And he was an assistant with Menchville, too. But and I'll tell the story as the game goes on. Kind of a tease in TV, we call it.
Yeah, that's what we call a tease in the TV business, folks.
Incomplete, flags down. Bethel needs a score here bad. They need at least one score going into the fourth quarter. Again, great homecoming festivities tonight.
Time is not on the Bruins side as we see that flag, Greg.
We'll get back to the text club in a few.
Holding on the offense. 10 yards, second down.
And great job our guys in the truck for doing a great job miking the referee tonight. Like we said, some referees talk, some don't talk as much.
Like head coaches, they've all got their own different personalities.
And that setback goes to Warwick. Exactly, Nathaniel. 35-14 Warwick. Bethel's got the ball going right to left in the green, gold, and white. Bruins, coached by Creighton Incarmenius. Incomplete. So anyway, it was 1980. And Thad Madden had coached Warwick from 71 to 80. He coached against Mike Smith, too.
Yep.
And Dennis Kozlowski, all the great coaches. Wade trained him at Phoebus before Bill D got there. And he coached in Huntington. He was a great track coach. In fact, they named the Conn Madden Relays after Thad Madden and Julie Conn, who coached my dad in basketball.
Being taken by the Bethel Bruins, shooting bring up 3rd down and 8.
So Coach Bullock said, you want to go with us on the bus ride to the Warwick Churchland game. This is the last game of the year Warwick played Churchland. Right there at Warwick High School. And we were right there on the track. And here I was, a 13-year-old kid, and I realized, and I've said this story before, but not recently, that Coach Madden invited me on the bus with the Warwick team. It was a Pentran bus back then. they went in style. And we went to Churchland right across the James River Bridge to Portsmouth. Stevie Savridis, Joe Slade were on that game, and that was the last game Madden ever coached. He died several years later. And that's the type of stuff that gives you confidence, just like our telecom program gives these kids confidence to become professionals. He gave me the confidence, like him and Kaz and others, to do what I'm doing today. But I was on the last bus ride with the Warwick kids, and they invited me on. I'll never forget that. It was a special moment. And Coach Matt didn't have to do it. I mean, he was a legendary coach. He didn't need a 13-year-old, 14-year-old kid on the bus with him at the time.
And again, it just kind of goes to show you never know the kind of impact you can have on somebody's life. Is the Warwick defense making an impact here tonight? Again, another great play by Warwick. Jason Capizano with the tackle right there. But again, it just goes to show you, Greg, you can never tell the type of impact you can have on somebody's life going forward. And there's just the legendary coaches in this area, the legendary teams in this area. It's just a part of the fabric of what makes a game like Warwick Bethel tonight so special, because you can have time to remember those great coaches, remember some of those great names from history.
4:55 left in the third quarter. Just got a text, Mr. Price is the best.
Mr. Price is the best. I can agree with that. 757-291-4234 on the text club.
Nice roll there on the special teams punt.
Yes, I will tell anybody that will listen, Ray Price is the best teacher in terms of telecommunications in the country today, if not the world. And I'll expect my $20 after the game, Mr. Price.
Add it onto the paycheck for your, what you call your per diem.
Add it onto my per diem, sir.
I'm your cab driver tonight.
We can split it.
Buy me a Diet Coke. Because I know we're going to make a pit stop afterwards.
But yes, in all seriousness, the program here at Telecom has been doing great things over the years. Mr. Price, Paul Cummings back in the day, and the tradition continues today.
Great engineers, Dan Dooley, Greg Lesko, of course.
Greg Swan, the other Greg.
Oh, Greg, one time we did a game out here. It rained for a minute, Carl, for about a minute. And Greg just tore the truck down. That was it. I mean, if it was an ounce of rain in the forecast, we would not do a game.
Oh, Swanee.
The old Swanee. Flags. That was Greg Swan. Greg Lesko's. He takes care of business. Anyway, another text. Okay, the text just says, Warwick, let's go. They're on fire. Thank you to all the texters again. Let's hear what our buddy says. Dennis Hicks. Thank you to all the great comments on YouTube as well. We call it like we see it, folks.
On the offense, half of this is to go. First down.
And we like to have a little fun and sense of humor along the way.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about, bringing this game to the people, showcasing the kids not only on the field, but also the students in the truck, bringing you the sights and sounds of this ball game. But again, we just like to have fun. It's part of the community, part of what makes Friday Night Football such a great institution.
Walk on the ground. Bethel trying to get some type of turnover here. Trying to get a safety if they can. I'll never forget one Warwick assistant told me, Jim Bullock, who also was an assistant with several coaches over the years. And he said, business, the means and ways used to satisfy your wants and needs. And right now, Warwick is handling their business.
Yes, the business is out here on the football field, and the wants and needs is getting the win, getting that W for the Warwick Raiders, and they're doing a great job defending home field tonight.
Screen pass complete, and good tackle there by the Bruins, respectively. That was number 31. That was Aaron Smith.
A good open field tackle by the Bruins. That's the same type of play that was sprung for a touchdown earlier. Again, Tex Club, the doors are open, folks.
757-291-4234. Texas the high right now, 757-291-4234. Thank you, texters and viewers, for watching all 4 of our games this year. Our 29th season, Texas the high at 757-291-4234.
No cover charge needed.
It's free. 2:38 left in the third quarter. It's 35-14 Warwick.
Although message and data rates may apply, but Greg and I don't have anything to do with that.
But just for tonight, the texting.
That's right. If you're watching this in the future on the replay, the text lines are down. They are not open.
But live on October 25th. And we're live tonight. Beautiful weather here in Hampton Roads.
Been great weather all year.
We're really fortunate. Not a great punt by Warwick, but a good bounce. All right, Calissa with the homecoming queen. Take it away.
Hi, my name is Kalisa Rogers. I'm here with Warwick High School homecoming queen Elena Gore. How are you doing today?
I'm good tonight, thank you.
So, what made you interested in running for homecoming court?
Well, originally I wasn't going to run for homecoming court, but my friend asked me to run, so I just decided to run with him.
Yeah. So, what was going through your head when you was being crowned queen?
Honestly, it was kind of like, it wasn't expected because I didn't think I was going to win at first. So I was just like, it was excitement and kind of nerve-wracking at the same time. Like, I didn't really know what to think.
Why you didn't think you was going to win?
Well, because my other friends are running too, and I really thought she was going to win.
What? You got to believe in yourself. So how does it feel about being the winner?
It feels pretty good, and I just want to thank everyone who voted for me.
Okay, thank you so much. Congratulations tonight. I'm Kalisa Vaz, your reporter. Now back to Nate and Greg and Cole.
And a nice reception right there by the Bruins, number 14. They need to get in the end zone here, trailing by 21 with 1:46 left. Nice catch, respectively, by Branch. They need a Branch and an olive tree to get in the end zone.
I'm telling you, Branch, a nice target out there. And again, a shout out to Elena Gore, the homecoming queen. And that's the thing right there that you can learn a life lesson, folks. She wasn't even going to enter the competition, and she ended up winning. So never take yourself out of a situation. She wasn't going to enter, and she ends up becoming the homecoming queen. And that's a lesson for life, folks. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit your opportunities. Go out there, give it a try, and see what could happen.
We're getting a texter saying, shout out to Kecoughtan and Heritage. Well, we're live tonight with Bethel and Warwick. Heritage, of course, all the best to them and Fabian Davis.
Yep.
Kecoughtan's had some great traditions over the years as well, with Howard Jackson, the former coach, and Johnny Pauls, Kurt Newsom. Quillen, of course, played for Kecoughtan. Bethel trying to get in the end zone. They need to in the third quarter here. Warwick being very stingy on defense. Thank you to all the texters tonight. We've had a lot of great texts all 4 games. Even when we were not advertising the text club, we had texts. Bethel's got an injury.
Yeah, it's one of the interior linemen down for Bethel right there. Again, we always hope that the young man is all right. And the later it gets, that's when, it's easy, I guess, Carl, to kind of succumb to things like that, whether it's be cramping or turning the ankle or something of that nature, because you've been physical all night long, and it can kind of catch up to you.
Yeah, it can really catch up to you. Sometimes, even though this is cold weather, you can get cramps, different things of that nature going on during the course of the game. And sometimes you may have to go out and get that cramp worked out and different things of that nature. So, but at this point, the game has been very, very physical between these two teams, so sometimes those injuries can happen.
And you also got to think, these kids have been up and at it since 6 o'clock this morning. Going to class, going to school, then, doing whatever type of practice they had to do before the game, stretching and whatnot, making sure they were going through the game plan. There you see, folks, check us out on YouTube, NNPS Telecom on YouTube. Watch all of the games, all of the graduations, everything on demand.
All right, the texter who asked about Heritage and Kecoughtan, first of all, we're doing the Bethel Warwick game. I'll give you a score. It's Heritage 6, Kecoughtan nothing late in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
So you want the score, Heritage 6, Kecoughtan nothing late in the fourth quarter.
Let's go Canes. Bring another one home for the city.
Remember, we're at Bethel Warwick tonight. But there you go. You got the score.
We go 2-0
yes,
against
they
Hampton.
are. As we just said, 6-0 Heritage. Congratulations. Game's not over yet, though.
That's a game Heritage needs to win, though.
For confidence reasons.
Yeah, kind of gain some momentum for the end of the season to build on for next year.
Fourth down and goal for the Bruins.
Thank you, Texter, again. Yep. Timeout by the Bruins.
Timeout with 1 second remaining in the third.
Of course, last night, if you missed it, Phoebus beat Woodside 21-6. Here we are. Most of the games are over. We got 1 second left in the third quarter as well. And we're still in the third quarter. And we've already played 2 hours and 11 minutes. Chris James is going to love this for the replays, her and Citrina.
Tell you, Bethel called a timeout.
Sports highlights, Mondays, 7, 2, and 7. Weekends at 9 a.m. on Cox Cable 47, 517 and NNPSTV.com. Archived on YouTube, as Sports Scene is. Both of us have YouTube channels.
Absolutely. Check out Nate Milton on YouTube as well. Find Greg Bicaveras at Greg Bick on YouTube.
And NNPS Telecom. So 1 second left in the third quarter. Very long game. This is almost as long as a college game almost.
We got to work on the Carl Daniels YouTube page. We're just Carl giving out sweet potato pie recipes.
There's Creighton Incormenius directing the strategy here going into the fourth quarter.
And you talked to Coach Inconvenience on Sports Highlights.
We did. Played that great Bethel team with John and Terrell Britt. Of course, Bethel played Moeller back in the early 80s, we mentioned. Beard. Incomplete. That ends the third quarter. All right. So it's 12 after the hour. We got one more quarter left. 6 days before Halloween. Warwick's up by 21. Stay tuned.
Will take over to start the fourth quarter.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a scientist. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer.
Our younger students have the right idea. Today's leading careers are involved in science, technology, engineering, and math. Newport News Public Schools has embarked on an aggressive STEM education initiative that prepares students to take full advantage of STEM opportunities in higher education and career fields. So, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Aviation Academy offers a variety of hands-on experiences. Chooses select students to create a great small community. Is located at an airport for applied learning. And is career-oriented for students who are going to pursue aviation in their future. For more information, please contact the Aviation Academy at 757-886-2745.
All right, we're back live right here in the fourth quarter. 12 minutes left. And if Bethel can score, they need to go for some onside kicks or do something.
Yeah, this is a big series right here for Bethel. The good news is Warwick didn't score. They held Warwick scoreless in that third quarter. The bad news, Bethel didn't score either, so the score is still 35-14. Warwick on top right now. Warwick celebrating their homecoming. So this is a big series right now for the Bethel Bruins, Greg Bicaveras. They have to punch it in.
Again, thank you to all the fans that participated in the Text Club this season. the Tex Club is over for the evening. But we've got one more quarter left.
So we put the velvet rope back up outside?
Yes, around all the fans around us. Warwick deep in their own territory, 1st and goal. They're going to try to milk the clock here as we're in the 4th quarter now. We'll get to the crew list here. We already went over our favorite Thanksgiving foods. Great texters. You see the fans texting as well. Watching the game live on Cox Cable 47-517 in NNPS TV.
So you never know. They could be watching the game on YouTube on their phones.
Beth Scott does our Twitter. She's done really good with that. Beth always supports it on Twitter and the website. Great job. And it might be a little bit too late for the Bruins. They needed to score bad there.
Yeah.
Carl, you only get but so many opportunities in the 12-minute quarter.
Yeah, you really do, and they didn't take advantage of the opportunity that they had, and Warwick can just run this ball, milk this clock out, and really, if they have success on the run, they can really drive it down the field to score.
But Nate, everybody can have a mulligan and make up for it.
Right, and that's the thing. I think what we saw tonight was probably, there we see, looks like the Bruins going to be off sides. You probably saw Warwick's best game, and you saw Bethel not at their best, and that's not going to be a good recipe.
And I think you said in their early part,
First down.
the energy level of Warwick was better tonight.
Yeah, they had the energy, they had the crowd behind them, the momentum, the festivities were going, and they had some big plays. That kick return for a touchdown was big. The interception return for a touchdown, Carl, that was big, and you just saw them start to build on that momentum.
Yeah, and they built on it and they maintained this lead, and right now they move themselves out of the end zone to better field position. So we'll see what they do in this possession.
Warwick on the ground, that's smart. Just trying to get a first down and milk the clock. Excellent play by Derek Nixon, the junior. And that's what the Hampton schools have done for so many years, is get those great freshmen and sophomores at the varsity level, not the JV level. And by the time they're juniors and seniors, they're seasoned.
Yeah, they're going to have some good players back next year. Nixon's coming back. Messiah Russell could be coming back next year. And I really like what I've seen from Nixon. That run right there, just again, not only are you getting positive yardage and picking up first downs, but you're running that clock. And the clock right now is the enemy for the Bethel Bruins. That's what you can't do, though. You can't have incomplete passes because it's not going to really help you in terms of making that clock run down.
Postseason right around the corner again. Bethel's got Woodside next week. So if Bethel loses tonight, they'll go to 3-6. Warwick will go to 5-4. But they've got Gloucester, which will not be a gimme. All right, congratulations to Heritage for beating Kickingham 6-0. That's a final. That's a good win for Heritage, getting a shutout. Their second win of the season.
That's a big win for Fabian Davis and the Canes, Greg. It's something they sorely needed.
Greg Bickaveris, Nate Milton, Carl Daniels. We'll get to the crew list here in just a moment. For 4 great games. We have no idea what's going to happen in the postseason because Woodside could be on the road.
Yeah, like Dan Patrick used to say, we're day-to-day with that. Aren't we all day-to-day?
Yes. The hourglass is ticking, and we have more fans around us tonight than Mardi Gras. This will be an interesting 4th quarter close. Anyway, I want to thank our great executive producer, Michelle Price. All right, the band director, Michael McClellan, with one of our sideline reporters.
All right, I'm here with the Warwick band director,
Bracy Martin.
All right, I'm going to ask you some questions. So, what is your process when you are selecting music for your band to play?
Specifically for the marching band, my process is I get with my student leaders and members of my band program, and I ask them what do they want to play, because it's real important to me that they have say-so in the content of music that we select, as long as it's appropriate. So we'll get together and we'll talk about it, and I'm an arranger, so whatever music they want to play, I can arrange.
Do you have a favorite piece that you performed with your band so far?
My favorite piece, that's a hard one. I would say Top Back.
We have another final announcement.
What was your favorite instrument in high school?
My favorite instrument in high school, I'm a trombone player, so I have to say trombone.
are you going to be a high-stepping group?
We're going to be, we don't really have a style. You know, people ask me that all the time. Are you high stepping? Are you going to be chorus style? We're just going to do whatever. We can do both. You know.
Any cool events or performances coming up?
November the 2nd, we have a competition, the Kennel Classic, which is in Kingsport High School in Suffolk, Virginia.
All right, I appreciate this interview.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, thank you for the interview. Of course, band is always a big part of football.
Yeah, it's a good job by Michael talking to the band director. And yes, especially when you talk about homecoming, it's part of the festivities, getting the band. And like I said before, folks, they were hyped up about 30 to 40 minutes before the game. They were out here playing a medley of hits, and they were ready.
All right, an update. Astros leading the Nationals 2-0 in the bottom of the third. Our coordinating producer of tonight's game, Ray Price, been with us since 1992. Great job by Mr. Ray A. Price. Special teams punt by Warwick. Bad punt. And not a great roll either. Our director since 1993, Bill Barlow, doing a great job directing. Our engineer, Greg Lesko. Normally Carl Daniels is roaming around on the field. He's with us in the booth tonight. And, of course, Nate Milton.
Yes, sir. And then we got our student crew who's done a great job tonight. Again, folks, these are juniors and sophomores and seniors bringing you this action tonight. And I'm telling you, we got Josh Stuck, little Eli in the booth. We got Ashanti Jones in the truck, Danielle Sullivan, Brandon Hedgepeth, Eric DeMarchi, Keon Brooks, Colin Biggie Smalls, Julian Take It to the Bank, Tyjon Jonty, Calissa Rogers, who we saw earlier doing the interview, Michael McClellan, who we just saw with the interview. Great play right there by the Warwick Raiders. And, of course, we couldn't do any of this without Seth Hersey. So great job by our student crew working alongside our adult staff. It's been a great job. They've been bringing you the sights and sounds tonight, folks. There you see it again right there, flag on the play. But there's no flag on the crew tonight because they have done a great job.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards, first down.
Bethel just can't catch a break.
It's kind of like Charlie Brown. You know, Charlie Brown could never catch a break either, Greg.
With Lucy.
Nobody wanted to come to his Christmas party, and they were serving popcorn and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for Christmas, Carl, and you know, Snoopy had to bail him out. So Bethel needs a Snoopy right now to come out on the field and bail him out right now.
The Bumblebees need to get active here.
Maybe the Great Pumpkin, since we
get
are
a sting or something.
Halloween season.
And it's deflected, almost intercepted.
If he comes up with that ball, Greg, he's taking that back for a touchdown.
So, again, if Warwick wins, they'll go to 5-4. With Gloucester remaining, Bethel will go to 3-6. Bethel was 3-7 last year, so they're trying to get a little bit better than they did last year. But it's a rebuilding under Inco and his staff. Warwick had a winning record last year. They went 6-5. And they lost to Maury toward the end of the season. Nice run right there by number 22 for the Bruins, Hicks. Bethel's had some great running backs like Rodney Howard in the past.
And I think the thing for Warwick, like you're saying, Greg, they just have to find that consistency with Coach Heston. You know, they had a good season, and then you have a not so good season. Then you have a season that's kind of in between. You know, we got to find that consistency, and I think he can do it. If Warwick can play like they played tonight on a regular basis, Greg, they could cause a lot of problems in the Peninsula.
They'd love to finish 6-4 as opposed to 5-5 because that's been their MO. Right around 500.
That's a big difference, you know, just in terms of the mentality and even in terms of playoffs, you know, possibly sneaking in, getting a good position in the playoffs.
I think Warwick's going to be a team to beat next year. Looking ahead to next year, I think Warwick will be a lot better. I think Menchville will be better, Newport News. I think Bethel will improve, Hampton, Heritage as well. And I'm really happy for Fabian Davis getting his second win, a shutout against Kickingham.
That's a big win.
That's not easy.
Big win for Coach Davis and the
second win of the year.
Hurricanes. You had a chance to talk to Coach Davis earlier this season, and I think,
in fact, he's on Sports Highlights this month.
Yeah, I think, you know, it was a rough transition, kind of, you know, moving into that interim head coach spot just off the bat. But I think both he and the team have kind of responded, and that was a big win tonight against Kickingham.
He picked up the pieces.
Yeah.
When you lose your mentor and your head coach like George Massenberg, who coached at Heritage, you pick up the pieces. He did that. A great job by keeping his kids together. Ooh. Nice catch here by the Bruins. Number 4, respectively, that's Gaffney.
I love that play right there. Just the inside screen right there by the Bethel Bruins. And they've made some good plays in the passing game. Beard has made some connections tonight, Carl, but that Warwick defense has just been there to stop them every time.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to get, big plays going down the field, whereas Warwick, on the other hand, has had big play after big play after big play. So that's been their downfall. They just get, 5-6 yards. They're getting 10 plus.
And Warwick's had big plays not only on offense, Greg, but defense and special teams as well. It's been a total complete game for the Raiders tonight. And, of course, folks, don't forget, this is the 29th year of exclusive prep sports on NNPS TV. And do not forget about Sports Highlights, folks. The interview show, the countdown to the 300th episode in March of 2020.
And you're watching Prep Football on Cox Cable 47, 517 in Newport News. Tell your friends.
So you got a big year next year, my friend. 30 years covering prep sports, and then the 300th episode of Sports Highlights.
And we did a couple years in Northern Virginia in high school when I was at George Mason, too.
So you're going to be filled up with cake from all the celebrations next year.
You're the one eating all the chicken every day.
There's nothing wrong with chicken. It's a part of a balanced diet, sir.
I love me some chicken. It's been a long game tonight for the fans, too. We're 2 hours and 26 minutes. Longest game of the night. Most of the games have been finals already. Bethel right there, still keeping their head up and momentum. See the big fellow there, number 56, Jackson Griffiths.
He's a big-time player for Bethel. Unfortunately, hadn't had a lot of success here tonight.
Bruins in the white, gold, and green. Warwick has the ball. Pitch out to who else? Their bread and butter man, number 2.
Oh,
Bryce Buchanan.
Woo, he's still going.
And he's only a freshman, too, folks. He's a freshman. Wow. That's what I'm talking about, Carl. Having these players start off as freshmen.
Oh, here it is right here, Carl. You're going to see the defense is coming up to stop him, but he's just going to bounce off. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Got a little twist right there, a little curl, and then you think he's done. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. The young man keeps on going like the Energizer Bunny. I've been very impressed by the freshman tonight.
Yeah, he's very impressive, and to think that he's just a freshman, imagine what he's going to be like as a senior.
They've got some players here on Warwick, between the quarterback Nixon, and then you talk about what Bryce brings to the table, and then Messiah. Messiah's only a junior, so they've got some pieces.
The great
here.
Messiah.
But Coach Harrison, I'm telling you, Messiah plays big like he does tonight. These Warwick fans might be saying hallelujah with the way Messiah is bringing things to the football field. But yes, they have been great all night long, and I think if I'm Coach Hairston, what I do is I make sure I get the replay of this and I play this over and over and over during the offseason to get these guys. This is what you need to do week in and week out. This is the type of intensity you need to bring to the football field.
And avoid the distractions because,
yes.
Homecoming is not a big deal on the football field. It's a big deal at halftime, and that can be a distraction if you're trying to win. But kudos to the entire environment tonight. A+ for the Warwick band.
You're on the field. You can't think about the dance.
You can't think of the homecoming dance.
You can't think about
prom, whatever.
Homecoming court. Yeah, you got to focus on that 48 minutes out there, Greg.
Or Dennis Hicks referees penalty flags. With 4:05 left. Again, the Bruins close out against Woodside. Warwick closes out against Gloucester. Warwick looks like they're going to make the postseason. But again, it's going to depend a lot for positioning how they do against Gloucester. They'll definitely be on the road. Heritage will not make it. Denby will not make it. Menchville's iffy maybe on the road. The teams for sure are probably Woodside and Warwick at this point. In Hampton, definitely Phoebus, Hampton for sure.
Yeah.
Kickingham will not make it. Bethel, they're going to need a miracle against Woodside next week.
Yeah. I don't see that happening, especially an angry Woodside coming off of their first loss of the season.
Goodness. See the Bruins with the numbers on their helmets. Warwick with their logo. with 3:15 left. Still a stoppage in play. Trying to fine-tune. That's what Harrison told me when we talked on the phone this week, is to fine-tune, to close the deal.
Yeah.
48 minutes. Seal the deal. The game ain't over till it's over. You see Mickey Incarmenius right there? He played on the 85 Bethel team. That was his last team, the fall of 85.
Yeah, even with this loss tonight, you got to tip your cap to Bethel and what Creighton and Mickey, Maxie Bolden, some of the other assistant coaches on the staff over there for Bethel are doing to try to start a new tradition. But they ran into the imperfect storm, if you will, a motivated Warwick Raiders team with a hot crowd behind them, homecoming night, and Warwick came out, made all the plays they needed to make.
And Warwick, I mean, they can't hide. They practice right there on Warwick Boulevard, the most visible school in Newport News. Right out there in the transparent public, and Harrison has turned this program around.
Like, I know the bus is out back behind the stadium, Greg, but it wouldn't surprise me if they ran from Warwick High School here to Todd Stadium tonight. They were that fired up.
They can walk for sure. So Warwick will improve to 5-4. Bethel will dip to 3-6.
They tried to go for the first down on the quarterback sneak, but unfortunately, Nixon got vetoed right there, Carl. You know, I had to get one more in before the end of the night.
And, Carl, your thoughts on Bethel? You were an alumni there. They're not quite at the level they were when you were in school, but at least you see signs of improvement.
Yeah, you definitely see signs of improvement. I think in due time you'll see them back to the level that they were, because obviously, you know, it hasn't been that way the past, 2 or 3 years at least. But you can see some signs here in this game that they definitely will climb back to the level that they once were.
3 minutes left. Stay tuned for our post-game show. Nate, go ahead and give us a scoring recap here.
All right, started in the first quarter with a touchdown pass from Nixon to Messiah Russell, and then that was followed up by a QB keeper, a nice little run by Derek Nixon. 14-0 was the score at the end of the first quarter. And then in the second quarter, fellas, this is where it got interesting, because we saw a touchdown pass from Beard to Isaiah Smith. Bethel finally got on the board, and then we saw the kick return. I still think this might have been the most important play of the game, Carl. The kick return by Carson Jones that made the score 21-7 for the Warwick Raiders. Then after that, we saw a touchdown run by Bryce Buchanan. We saw the interception return for a touchdown by Messiah Russell, which made it 35-7. And then we saw a kick return for a touchdown by Isaiah Smith right before the half, which brings the score to 35-14. The Warwick Raiders on top of the Bruins.
But been a quiet second half.
Yeah, quiet second half. So, and that's the one thing that Bethel didn't need, because Warwick could afford to not score here in the second half. They could just play to a draw here in the second half. Bethel needed to come out here and make something happen offensively. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get it done.
Great 1-2 punch of Nixon and Buchanan for Warwick. For Bethel, of course, Beard, and, of course, Joel Hicks has played very well. Isaiah Smith. Bethel's got a lot to work on, but they are improving.
Yeah, I've been very
great
impressed.
Sportsmanship by both teams.
I think Beard's a good player. I think Beard and Isaiah Smith are good building blocks in that offense. They just wasn't able to get anything going tonight.
10 down. We play 10 yards. Play first down.
And again, I can't say enough about Warwick with Messiah Russell, Bryce Buchanan, and Derek Nixon. Like, that's a great kind of triangle, the triplets, if you will, to kind of build off of when you got your running back, your receiver, and your quarterback, and they're all young, especially Buchanan, the freshman, Greg. He's going to be a problem in a year or two.
For the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Warwick from the shotgun. Pitch out to Buchanan. Double B goes outside. He's still on his feet. Love his attitude. Love his desire. Again, great job by the AD for Bethel, Lee Martin. Of course, Cos was an AD at one time, and Jenny Nuttycombe for Warwick, whose dad coached Menchville from 1970 to 1988 for 19 years. Was at Newport News High School before that.
Yeah, I like Buchanan. I like what Buchanan brings to the table. You know, kind of the shorter, undersized.
Kind of like the McCaffrey.
Yeah, a little bit about that Christian McCaffrey mode. He's got that speed. He can get to the corner, and, he's tough to bring down, as we saw in that one play where he was just playing ping pong. They were just knocking them all around. I think Bryce Buchanan is certainly going to be somebody to look out for in the coming years.
Warwick scrambling. And that's number 7 going out of bounds, respectively. That's Elijah Smith.
Elijah Smith, the junior, plays wide receiver as well as a backup quarterback. Getting a little run right now. There you see Coach Hairston.
He's been smiling the entire game. He said, "We got this."
There you see, he said it right there. We got this. It's over. It's a wrap. Great all-around game by the Warwick Raiders tonight.
They'll be sleeping good tonight. Of course, Phoebus beat Woodside 21-6. Heritage beat Kickintan as we watch the last game of the regular season the next couple weeks.
Yep.
Season's pretty much done for a lot of these teams, and for the seniors, they'll either going to college or the military or go to work. Buchanan, he wants to add to the scoreboard. No 2-minute warning with 2:07 left.
I like what I've seen out of Buchanan. And again, this is a season for him that's kind of his learning year. And then next year, if he puts a little more bulk on that frame of his, he is going to be hard to bring down. You know, you talk about Christian McCaffrey. I'm thinking about, even somebody, and I don't want to throw out this comparison too early, Greg, but somebody that was compact but muscular and quick, Michael Johnson for the Heritage Hurricanes.
We love some Michael Johnson.
Just a dynamic running back that we've seen here in the Peninsula District. And I think McCaffrey, you got me thinking about Christian McCaffrey. Buchanan, he's not that yet, but he could be.
Block kick with 125 and change left. Now 124 in this ball game. So Bethel did what they had to do in the first half.
Yeah, they did what they had to do, but Carl, again, as somebody, and I've been in this position, my friend, as a Menchville alumnus. I've been in the position of seeing, that the school I went to not have the best result at the end of the night. But there are always positives I think you can take from even a loss.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely positives. I mean, you could see, first of all, they play hard to the very end.
Yeah.
We got minute 24.
They didn't quit.
They're still playing hard. They didn't quit. There are some bright spots on the offensive side of the ball. They'll have to get their passing game down a little bit because they got a lot of 5 yards. They're going to have to increase that to 10 yards. Defensively, obviously, they got to get better because you can't give up 30-plus points a game and expect to win, and your offense is only producing 19. So they're definitely going to have to improve defensively and get some key stops and get off the field on third down.
Yeah, that's a big thing. This third down, you can't let the team stay on the field because not only is your defense getting tired, but you're giving that offense, more and more confidence every time they pick up a first.
Late in the fourth quarter, Bethel just fumbles. That's been a problem for them in the first half is, losing the grip on the football. A lot of moisture and humidity tonight, even though it's not cold by no means. Been in the mid-60s pretty much the entire evening. Beard up the middle, almost caught and dropped by number 22, Hicks.
Yeah, again, little things like that because that would have been a touchdown or at least a very long first down right there. And there you see Coach Incomenius. These are the things that they got to tighten up, just kind of little things like that. But again, like you said, Carl, this team didn't quit. They're not a team that rolled over for the Warwick Raiders. It's just they got to work harder to build that foundation and get back up to where they need to be.
Last minute of the game here, we got final 51 seconds.
But Beard is a talented player. It's just it hadn't gone Beard's way tonight.
Here's Beard again.
Look at that spot.
Reminds me a lot of Greg Morris, like we mentioned, played for Coach Kaz in the early 80s.
Like if they can get Beard and these receivers on the same page for next season, Greg, that's going to be a problem for some teams out there because one thing we've seen, whether you're talking about the Newport News schools or even the Hampton schools to a certain extent, there's not a lot of deep passers. And if Beard can become a deep, accurate passer, that gives Bethel a weapon that most of these other schools don't have.
And, you need the passing game. It's not number one, but added value to the running game.
Yeah, because you got to set up that running game. And you got to, keep the defense honest by being able to pass.
The perennial powers, the Hamptons, the Phoebuses, the Woodsides, win it by running, passing, special teams like Bethel did in the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
When you look at Woodside, Woodside will use the run to set up the pass. They'll run probably 60 to 70% of the time, but that 30% of the time when they can pass on you, they've shown they've got that element of the game.
35-14 at Todd Stadium tonight. Live on TV, Cox Cable 47, 517, tell your friends. Live and local tonight.
Absolutely. Pleasure to bring you this game, folks. From Boston to Boise, Fargo to Fresno, from Hampton to Honolulu. We going to Hawaii, Carl, and all points in between. It's been a great pleasure to bring you this Friday night football, folks. Nothing like it.
We are 20 minutes away from a 3-hour game.
I'm telling you what, this has been, there you see the score 35-14 Warwick all over the Bethel Bruins. But, yes, this has been a long game, my friend, but it hadn't been a boring game. It's been exciting. We've seen offensive plays, defensive plays, some special team scores. They've given us a bit of everything.
And I think the theme is that Warwick just shut out Bethel in the second half.
Yeah.
They didn't have to score, but they shut out any potential scoring threat.
Well, that's the thing. If I'm ahead, I can just play you to a draw in the second half, and I'll win the game. And that you got to give credit to Warwick, that clock management, being able to grind out in the second half.
Yeah, and they're milking the clock now, and that'll do it. With
Best formation in football, that victory formation.
That's it. The victory formation, the final 20 seconds rolls off the clock. So Bethel will go to 3-6. Warwick will go to 5-4. With Gloucester ahead.
Quarter score to Coulson 54-7.
Like sands to the hourglass.
Yep. Bethel, of course, has got Woodside. Game is over. It's a final. You see the sportsmanship. Once again, the final score, Warwick 35, Bethel 14. Stay tuned for the wrap-up show. We got some people in the way, but it is what it is. All right, final score. Warwick wins at homecoming 35-14 over the Bethel Bruins. Nate, it was a complete game. Wasn't pretty, but they got the job done.
Yeah, you got the job done. Offense, defense, special teams, the total effort, the total team effort. That's what I'm taking away from the night. Warwick holding home court, making the homecoming fans happy. It was a great game. Carl, for the Bethel Bruins, though, they've got some work to do for the future.
Yeah, they got some work to do, work on that passing game. But they have a quarterback that can pass the ball.
Yep.
He's just got to get accurate. And defensively, they got to get better if they expect to get some key wins and to get into the playoffs.
And Bethel, of course, looks to go on and take on their final game of the season. For Warwick, it's survive and advance. They got the winning record. They've got the moxie and the attitude as they eye toward the postseason.
That's the big thing. This was a playoff atmosphere. This was the kind of game they're going to have to win in the postseason, and this is a good test for Coach Hairston and those Raiders, and they passed the test. Shout out to Nixon, shout out to Messiah Russell, and, of course, shout out to Bryce. Like, those three. I think those three are going to be a problem going forward in the future. I was very impressed by the Warwick Raiders tonight. Good quality win for them.
And Warwick will go and take on Gloucester. Bethel finishes against Woodside as we wrap up here from homecoming at Todd Stadium as Warwick wins it once again 35-14 over the Bethel Bruins in a city versus city rivalry here in Newport News from Todd Stadium. I want to thank our entire crew. Great job by the people in the truck. Thanks Carl Daniels, our special guest announcer. Of course, Ray Price, our producer. Bill Barlow, our director. For Nate Milton, I'm Greg Picaveras. Once again, Warwick 35, Bethel 14. Good night, and we'll talk to you soon.